back into the 90s at lunchtime, so it is going to get quite warm around here. And for areas of the beach is 73, mountain 73, and 89 in the desert. It's a full forecast coming your way in just a little bit. Scott Rafer, 7HD, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Boy, we have problems in the Arcadia-Monrovia area for the 210. Now, it looks like they're starting to wrap this up. It was a bad accident. Eastbound 210, past Santa Anita, only the right lane open. Motorcyclists went down. They've been transported. But look at the backup on the 210 freeway eastbound. It's backed up a little over a mile on the eastbound side, and it's at a standstill. Now, westbound, all lanes are open, but it is certainly struggling on the westbound side, much heavier than normal, coming off the 605. And Foothill Boulevard is just a fantastic alternate around that, around this. Use it, it'll save you time. Let's go to Panorama City on the map. This is a tough spot.
The first time someone has broken into Rihanna's home as Philip this past May. A man spent 12 hours inside her house. He was arrested and charged with multiple crimes, including stalking. For now, we are live in the Hollywood Hills. Mark Cotarobles, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Philip and Leslie, back to you.
Okay, Mark, thank you. A man accused of using a hidden camera to spy on people using public restrooms is under arrest and behind bars. A Rancho Palos Verdes City Hall employee found the hidden camera, about the size of a quarter, velcroed to a bathroom stall. One location was City Hall, another was a nearby coffee shop. Detectives found 89 incidents where people had been recorded over the span of 3 weeks. The man under arrest, Andrew Jensen, is a building inspector for Rancho Palos Verdes. He's being held on $450,000 bail. And 2 people have been arrested in a series of armed robberies in Orange County. This is surveillance video of one of the robberies we first told you about Monday. If you look closely, you see the suspect flash a handgun to the clerk, then leave with a handful of cash. Police say that person is Fernando Velasquez. He and the alleged getaway driver, Lithas Carrillo, were both booked for armed robbery. Police say the 2 are responsible for at least 4 robberies over the last week in Santa Ana.
The LA Unified Teachers Union has said an emphatic no to the latest contract offer from the Board of Education. That offer had teachers getting a 6% raise over 2 years. The proposal also called for class size reduction in 90 schools with the highest needs. But the teacher union said the reduction doesn't have any impact on 90% of the district schools and can be increased at any time. The district and union begin a formal mediation process tomorrow. LA County supervisors are working on ways to crack down on cockfighting. The board adopted an ordinance that limits the number of roosters people can keep in unincorporated areas. Limits are based on property size, and people with more than 10 roosters on any size property will need to be licensed as an animal facility. The rule does not apply to hens. The ordinance is expected to go into effect in 30 days.
In about 25 hours, a highly anticipated Senate hearing. Christine Blasey Ford, under oath, will tell her side of the story about an alleged sexual assault by Supreme Court Justice nominee Brett Kavanaugh. John Gregory joins us with the behind-the-scenes legal maneuvering.
And Philip, after Ford gives her testimony, Judge Kavanaugh gives his version of what happened, also under oath. Now, Ford answers questions first. It's something she originally did not want to do. Republicans on the committee have hired Rachel Mitchell, a registered Republican prosecutor with sex crime experience, to do their questioning tomorrow. There are 11 Republicans on the panel, all of them white men, and there were concerns in Republican circles. Any intense questioning of Dr. Ford would have negative effects on women voters in the November midterms. Ford wanted the senators themselves to question her about allegations that Kavanaugh sexually assaulted her at a home during a party where she claims he was drunk. Democrats on the panel will do their own questioning of first Ford, then Kavanaugh. The questioning is scheduled to begin at 7 tomorrow morning, and ABC News, along with Eyewitness News, plans extensive coverage throughout the day. USA Today is reporting that Ford has sent documents to the Senate with 4 people corroborating her sexual assault claims. Kavanaugh claims he never assaulted anybody at any time in his life. Leslie, Philip, back to you.
All right, John, thank you very much. The time is 6:07. Time for a check of the AccuWeather forecast. Hey, Les.
Hey, good morning. So yesterday we had those big clouds that stuck around for most of the day. Today, a little different. We're going to see those clouds recede and get back out to the Pacific a little earlier. So we should see the sunshine. It's those offshore winds that are a little stronger. And whenever we get the offshore winds, we get warm temperatures. We often dry out pretty well, too. So humidity should be going down. And here's where we're headed for the afternoon, especially for the valleys, back up into the 90s. So a lot of sunshine, a lot of of warm weather, and today and tomorrow will be the warmest days of the week. Really, tomorrow we hit our highest temperature for the week, 64 degrees though in LAX. And now we're going to get back to about 98 for Lake Elsinore, 98 in San Bernardino, 83 in Irvine. Good morning, Pasadena. You're warmer now too, 93. Lancaster, almost getting to 100 degrees, and it's going to be warmer into Ojai today, quite warmer, 96. But we have further to go tomorrow. We'll see those temperatures continue to rise. I'll show you that coming up. Over to you.
All right, Les, thanks very much for that. CAL FIRE is getting immediate help to fight wildfires across the state. Yesterday, California lawmakers approved $234 million in emergency funding for the agency. Meantime, an update to a fire happening closer to home, the Charlie Fire in Castaic, now 72% contained. The fire broke out Saturday off Charlie Canyon Road. Dozens of homes were briefly evacuated, but all evacuation orders have been lifted.
You have to be 18 to vote, but not to register to vote. Yesterday, a huge effort by city officials was made to increase enrollment. The move coincided with National Voter Registration Day. Numbers released show more than 200,000 16 and 17-year-olds in California have pre-registered to vote in the last 2 years, 100,000 of them in the past 5 months. California, one of only 13 states which allow minors to register to vote starting at 16.
Eat good and feel good, too. Coming up, we'll tell you which restaurants are donating some of today's proceeds to help kids beat cancer.
It's back to normal for Delta after a computer glitch that forced a ground stop. What is the airline saying about that malfunction this morning?
And we're out having a great time at the Santa Anita racetrack. The sun's starting to come up, giving us a beautiful view of those mountains. We're going to show you just how gorgeous this is, and we're going to take you to some other special spots and tell you more about the San Gabriel Valley. That's when we return.
Toyota's 2018 clearance countdown is on. Right now, you can get $1,000 cash back on a spacious new 2018 Highlander. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Weather changing fast? Good to know. Crash on your commute? Good to know. Start your day with Eyewitness News, because it's good to know. Your news, weather, and traffic. Good morning start at 4 a.m. on ABC.
We brought the Infiniti QX50 and its revolutionary technology to Germany to see what the locals think.
This is not German. Pro-pilot assist? I need no assistance to drive. Stop! I must see VC Turbo. It's like 2 engines in one.
Get out! I'll drive.
The all-new Infiniti QX50. There's nothing traditional about it. Lease the Infiniti QX50 for $379 a month, or finance at 0.9% APR at your Southern California Infiniti.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious. There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
Woo! You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
Long Beach State, move-in day. Time for another random act of helpfulness.
Go ahead, take a spin.
Today we help some students. And we can help you too with a great deal on a reliable, award-winning Honda. Right now, you can lease a 2018 Pilot EXL for just $339 a month plus tax, or get 0.9% APR financing on a 2018 Pilot.
Keep going. One more.
We need to get serious about California's failing infrastructure. Crumbling bridges and roads put lives at risk every day. In California, 1,600 bridges and overpasses are structurally deficient. Yet Prop 6 eliminates $5 billion in annual funding for critical infrastructure projects, threatening 6,500 local bridge and road safety upgrades already underway. Prop 6 attacks the safety of our local bridges and roads and makes traffic congestion even worse. No on 6. It's a dangerous.
Oh, wow. Look at you. You got a Ram. What made you do that?
A lot of reasons. A comfort you wouldn't believe. Luxury everywhere you look. Not to mention legendary Hemi V8 power.
Maybe I should switch. More people are switching to Ram trucks than ever before. And now get $1,000 bonus cash if you make the switch during Ram Power Days. Or during Ram Power Days, well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2019 Ram 1500 for $249 a month.
For uplifting news and stunning images from the circle of eyewitnesses, follow us on Instagram at ABC7LA. And remember to post your photos and videos with hashtag ABC7Eyewitness.
Looks like Delta's computer glitch isn't causing any cancellations this morning. The computer outage forced an hours-long ground stop for some flights last night, though. Passengers were also complaining on Delta's Twitter page, saying they couldn't sign in or access their boarding pass on that app. It's unclear how many flights were impacted.
Today is your chance to splurge on some extra guacamole, and it's all for a good cause.
More than 330 restaurants nationwide have partnered with the Pediatric Cancer Research Foundation to host Dine and Donate, and Chipotle is the lead partner with 271 locations donating 50% of sales from open to close to fight childhood cancer. So, stock up on the tacos and burritos. You can find a full list of participating restaurants on our website, abc7.com. And yes, we're back in the neighborhood. It's Wednesday. Today it's all about Temple City and Arcadia, the area where Christina Salvo grew up.
Yes, and Christina is live at Santa Anita Park this morning showing us some cool stuff. Hey, Christina.
Good morning. Yeah, of course, Temple City, Arcadia, all part of the San Gabriel Valley, which of course, hosts the Tournament of Roses Parade. It's such a big deal. The Royal Court, a huge part of it. And joining us this morning, we're lucky enough to have Katie Lipp. She's part of the 2014 Royal Court. And just tell me a little bit about, what kind of things do you guys actually do?
The Royal Court really is the role of a lifetime for the girls in this community. In addition to being ambassadors for your school and your community, we really ask you to be a representative for the organization. The Rose Parade is such a huge part of everybody who grows up in Southern California for New Year's Day. And I think it's just about going out to the community and really representing your school and who you are. And we ask them to just kind of tell you about your passions and what you've been excited about, what your future holds for you. We just want to get to know the girls in the community.
It's an amazing thing. It's something every girl wants to do. I know. I tried out. I was a finalist for it. One of the things, we are at the Santa Anita racetrack. Before I introduce you to my parents, I want to show you a beautiful shot of the sun coming up. We grew up in Temple City, Arcadia and Temple City, but this is Dad, this is Mom, and we're quite familiar with the place right next door to the track, the hospital, unfortunately.
Arcadia Methodist. Yes, they know you well there.
We had a parking stall, like right next to coming in.
They did.
5 years old, concussion.
She fell off a swing.
Fell off a swing. I was with Dad. Then I cut my forehead open.
Yes. Walking on a wall.
No, I think tripping. I had flip-flops on. Tripping. I was helping you take out the trash.
That was one of two that you split your forehead over.
With Dad that time.
At least that wasn't with Dad. That was under Mom's supervision. And then broken tailbone, broken ankle, skateboard.
That was, I think, you taking Dad's skateboard without permission.
I think I got permission.
I think we'll debate that later.
So, yeah, we had a lot of trips there. That's one of the reasons I won't be on a horse coming up later. It's probably just safer for me to stay on the ground with that history. But a wonderful spot to grow up, and wonderful parents, and a wonderful place to be. So we're going to show you more around the track coming up in about half an hour or so. But we'll send it back to you guys for now.
Christina, are you really a boy? With all those injuries at the hospital? It's normally boys that always get injuries and you always have to take them to the hospital.
Well, we've acknowledged she's a klutz, so we'll stick with that part.
A coordinated klutz.
A coordinated klutz. Okay, that's good. We'll take that one.
Yeah.
All right, Wes.
There for a second, I was thinking Dad was going to get a lot of the
Oh, I
blame.
know.
Yeah.
I think he did.
It was with Dad.
Typically, that's Dad's fault.
Right.
And the mom gets mad. Mm-hmm. Right, Phil? Haven't gone there yet? Oh, it's on the way. Good morning. We're looking outside. We're heading out into temperatures that are really nice. Forecast, we're going to get back to some clouds this morning. But the clouds that we're going to see here today, we're going to get to notice that they're going to retreat earlier. So that's the good news. We don't have as much cloud coverage today if you really want the sunshine. Although it would be kind of nice to get the sun on a delayed pattern with clouds this morning, just because it's going to get so much hotter. For the beach, to 77, Los Angeles, Orange County, 83, IE Valley spots, 96, and the
mountain areas, 75, 98 degrees out in the high desert spots. So if we are going to be looking out into areas of Malibu, you can notice that marine layer is not quite as extensive as it was yesterday. It's still there, but not nearly as thick as it was yesterday. For Long Beach, 64 degrees, also seeing the marine layer. And here's what it looks like for the rest of the week. Today we're warming up. We have a cloudy start, but then the afternoon sunshine comes in a little quicker. And then tomorrow we have the hottest day of the week arriving. So a big area of high pressure is going to continue to make its dominance known with offshore winds. So the offshore winds are really what help dry us out. They often warm us up pretty well, so that'll be taking place as well. And they get to see our winds pick up, especially for the mountain areas. As we're going to get back to our highs today for San Bernardino, 98, 96 into Riverside, Foothills into the 90s, 79 in Inglewood. Good morning, Encino. You'll be at 95, at 94. And then if you're traveling over to areas of Fillmore, about 96 degrees. Here's your 7-day outlook provided by AccuWeather for Los Angeles and Orange County. Get ready for 83 today, but tomorrow 86. And temperatures really turn around pretty quickly, so we're down into the 70s. And this is something to kind of look forward to. It's only a 20% chance of some showers, but temperatures are dropping down to 74. We have clouds. We have an opportunity for that rainfall. So we're going to keep you updated day by day. Valley's Inland Empire 95, 97 tomorrow, down to 82 on Tuesday. And if you're traveling out towards the beaches, we're going to make it to about 77. Down to 70 degrees, overnight lows into the 60s. And if you're heading into the mountains, 75 up to 78 degrees on Thursday. Mountains take a big drop in temperatures by next week, 64 degrees. And then for the high desert areas, get ready for 98, 99 tomorrow, and then down to 79 degrees on Tuesday. Scott Reif is in Air 7 HD. Good morning, Scott.
Yeah, good morning, boy. We still have a big problem in the Arcadia, Monrovia area, but I think it's going to clear at any moment here. So 210 freeway eastbound past Santa Anita. Only the far right lane is open. A motorcycle went down. You don't see much except for the flare pattern. Final stages of the investigation. 210 freeway eastbound backed up at least a mile now. That's a pretty big backup, and you're down to a standstill on the 210 eastbound through this area. Foothill Boulevard's a good alternate for you. On the westbound side, you don't see it, but it's slow, and it looks like it's going to back up the 210 west almost to the 57. We'll go to a map. Boy, tougher than normal. Santa Monica westbound, 10 west at the 110. Disabled busing lane. Boy, that's a tough one through Mid-City. Leslie?
Okay, Scott, thank you very much for that. A woman shot 12 times in a deadly rampage in Cincinnati is telling her survival story.
Here's ABC's Paula Ferris.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's the morning of September 6th. Whitney Austin running late for work at Fifth Third's headquarters in Cincinnati. She's on a conference call as she walks toward the revolving door, but never makes it inside.
Probably inches before the bullets hit me, and it felt like a burning sensation.
Just moments before, 29-year-old Omar Perez had stormed into the lobby of the bank, armed with a handgun. Whitney is struck and falls to the ground.
I immediately started to cough up blood, and that's when my brain immediately went toward, I'm dying.
Police body camera video showing a terrifying scene as officers respond. And we'll have much more of our exclusive interview coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Paula Ferris, ABC News, New York.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has a new job, and it's probably not what you'd expect.
Plus, seeing a show will be a bit more expensive next year at the Hollywood Bowl. How much will tickets cost?
We told you about this. Will Smith, a leap of faith on his 50th birthday. We'll show you his play-by-play of that Grand Canyon bungee jump.
Behind the clouds, beneath the flood, through the fire. With Sky Map 7, you'll witness breaking news like never before. Real-time street mapping, only from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious. There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
For uplifting news and stunning images from the circle of eyewitnesses, follow us on Instagram at ABC7LA. And remember to post your photos and videos with hashtag ABC7I.com.
Managing my type 2 diabetes wasn't my top priority until I held her. I found my Traceva reason.
Now I'm doing more to lower my A1C. Once daily Traceba controls blood sugar for 24 hours for powerful A1C reduction.
Traceba is a long-acting insulin used to control high blood sugar in adults with diabetes. Don't use Traceba to treat diabetic ketoacidosis during episodes of low blood sugar or if you are allergic to any of its ingredients. Don't share needles or insulin pens. Don't reuse needles. The most common side effect is low blood sugar, which may cause dizziness, sweating, confusion, and headache. Check your blood sugar. Low blood sugar can be serious and may be life-threatening. Injection site reactions may occur. Tell your prescriber about all medicines you take and all your medical conditions. Taking TZDs with insulins like Traceba may cause serious side effects like heart failure. Your insulin dose shouldn't be changed without asking your prescriber. Get medical help right away if you have trouble breathing, fast heartbeat, extreme drowsiness, swelling of your face, tongue, or throat, dizziness, or confusion.
I found my Traceba reason. Find yours.
Ask your healthcare provider.
Oh, wow. Look at you. You got a Ram. What made you do that? A lot of reasons.
A comfort you wouldn't believe. Luxury everywhere you look. Not to mention legendary Hemi V8 power.
Maybe I should switch.
More people are switching to Ram trucks than ever before. And now get $1,000 bonus cash if you make the switch during Ram Power Days. Or during Ram Power Days, well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2019 Ram 1500 for $249 a month.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious. There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
We need to get serious about California's failing infrastructure. Crumbling bridges and roads put lives at risk every day. In California, 1,600 bridges and overpasses are structurally deficient. Yet Prop 6 eliminates $5 billion in annual funding for critical infrastructure projects, threatening 6,500 local bridge and road safety upgrades already underway. Prop 6 attacks the safety of our local bridges and roads and makes traffic congestion even worse. No on 6. It's a dangerous.
Celebrate Oktoberfest the Wiener Schnitzel way with our world-famous bratwurst. Stop by today and bite into a brat while you can. Wiener Schnitzel, still kind of
places.
This is new this morning. We have a new mugshot of Bill Cosby. The 81-year-old has now been booked into prison in Pennsylvania after his sentencing for sexual assault. After arriving at the prison, Cosby was few basics like towels, boots, and a prison uniform. His attorneys say they will appeal his conviction and sentencing. Meantime, he did it. Will Smith went through with his plans to bungee jump from a helicopter into the Grand Canyon. Leslie has the video in the Mercedes-Benz Entertainment Report.
Sure do. Philip, it's definitely not the typical way to say hello to the Big 5-0. Take a look at this. This is Will Smith bungee jumping from a helicopter hovering near the Grand Canyon. There he goes. He live streamed the death-defying plunge on his YouTube channel. And here's how Smith reacted when he got to watch his jump. Yeah. Proceeds from Smith's jump will benefit an educational charity. Well, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has a new job. The Lakers great has joined the writing staff for the upcoming Veronica Mars revival starring Kristen Bell. 71-year-old Abdul-Jabbar is best known for basketball, of course, but also he has authored or co-authored more than 10 books. The new Veronica Mars episodes will stream on Hulu next year. And international K-pop group BTS will be on Good Morning America today. They're making their American morning show debut. BTS caused a frenzy when they held concerts in Los Angeles a few weeks ago. The group blew the roof off Staples Center for sold-out crowds of thousands of fans, and you can catch their performance from Times Square on GMA starting at 7. That's your Mercedes-Benz Entertainment Report, Philip.
Still ahead, a nightmare in downtown San Francisco. Several major streets completely closed. Drivers being told not to bring their cars into the city. We'll tell you what's going on. Plus, a man shot and killed in a parking lot of a Long Beach Jack in the Box. We'll have an update on the overnight murder investigation.
Police officials call him a violent predator. He's an undocumented immigrant deported from the U.S. at least a half a dozen times. Now he sits in an L.A. jail, accused of multiple murders and more throughout Southern California. More on that story when Eyewitness News
For uplifting news and stunning images from the circle of eyewitnesses, follow us on Instagram at ABC7LA. And remember to post your photos and videos with hashtag ABC7Eyewitness.
Oh, wow. Look at you. You got a Ram. What made you do that? A lot of reasons.
A comfort you wouldn't believe. Luxury everywhere you look. Not to mention legendary Hemi V8 power.
Maybe I should switch.
More people are switching to Ram trucks than ever before. And now get $1,000 bonus cash if you make the switch during Ram Power Days. Or during Ram Power Days, well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2019 Ram 1500 for $249 a month.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious. There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
Some say I'm an overachiever. I say I work hard, I do my homework, and I choose the best tools. Are you an overachiever or know someone who's done something extraordinary to better people's lives? Pick up a G2 and write to me about it. You could be the recipient of a $50,000 grant brought to you by my favorite pen from Pilot. Because the best stories are the ones that make a difference.
The G2 from Pilot, America's #1 selling gelling pen.
At Mathis Brothers, when our suppliers offer us special discounts, we pass the savings straight to our customers. Now you can save an extra 10% on all bedrooms, dining, and living room tables from Bernhardt. We have the largest selection of Bernhardt furniture anywhere in the state. Take a look at this queen bed for just $668. It's a great example. This offer ends soon, so hurry in and take advantage of savings you won't find anywhere else. Best of all, they're all in stock, ready to take home today, only at Mathis Brothers.
You know you've made something special when people come early for it. When the meal puts the local steakhouse to shame. When everything's tailored to you. But when that experience makes you forget you're flying, now that's an experience unlike any other.
We need to get serious about California's failing infrastructure. Crumbling bridges and roads put lives at risk every day. In California, 1,600 bridges and overpasses are structurally deficient. Yet Prop 6 eliminates $5 billion in annual funding for critical infrastructure projects, threatening 6,500 local bridge and road safety upgrades already underway. Prop 6 attacks the safety of our local bridges and roads and makes traffic congestion even worse. No on 6. It's a dangerous
Chevy dealer.
Shot to death at a Jack in the Box in Long Beach. We'll tell you what police are saying about a man's overnight murder.
From the boxing ring and the ballroom, former Dancing with the Stars contestant and WBC welterweight champ Victor Ortiz is now facing rape charges.
And our In the Neighborhood series continues today. Yeah, they're up and training. And we're at the Santa Anita Park in Arcadia. Good morning to you. 6:30 in the morning. I'm Philip Palmer.
And I'm Leslie Sykes. Thanks for joining us this morning. Let's go on over to Leslie Lopez for a check of the AccuWeather forecast. Hey, Les.
Good morning. It's Wednesday. We have some clouds. You can see them all throughout the Southland. We have some music going, and it's 62 degrees out there in Ontario, and it's going to be beautiful today. We're looking at 57 out in Pasadena as well. Again, really cloudy start into areas of the coastline, but it's going to retreat much earlier than yesterday. I wish it was kind of today that we had the clouds because we're going to get much warmer. So a delay in the heat would be nice. 83 degrees in downtown and Orange County, the 90s for the valleys, the Inland Empire. And if you are heading over into the beaches, the mountains, into the 70s, 98 in the high desert, 105 in the low desert. A full forecast is on the way. We have not only hot temperatures tomorrow, but then rain in the 7-day outlook. I'll show you that coming up. Scott Reif is in Air 7 HD this morning. He's watching out on the roads. Hey, Scott.
Yeah, we are doing that, and we have some good news for you drive through Monrovia and Arcadia. Boy, it's tough, but they just in the process of opening up all lanes on the 210 freeway eastbound. It's past Santa Anita, so all lanes did just open seconds ago. They moved it to the shoulder. Now, I think the eastbound side will recover. If that's your drive, you're going to hop on it 30 minutes or so. Eastbound, you should be okay, but boy, the westbound side, you don't see it in this picture because it's coming out of the west and we're looking to the west. But boy, that's going to be slow off the 57. So Foothill Boulevard is still going to be a pretty good alternate for the 210 westbound. The eastbound side is the direction of the crash. All lanes open. It should recover. Let's go to the map. 405 freeway southbound at Beach Boulevard. So traveling down through Westminster into Huntington Beach. Two-car crash in lanes going to be a bit slow southbound, I think, before they wrap that up. South of that, we do see some delays on the 405 freeway northbound. Philip?
Okay. Scott, thanks. And new this morning, a jack-in-the-box in Long Beach is the focus of a murder investigation. The call came in just after midnight. Officers went to the location on East 52nd Street and Atlantic Avenue, and they found a man who'd been shot. He did die at the scene. Homicide detectives are now trying to gather more information, including a possible description of whoever did this.
A suspected serial killer accused of targeting the homeless could be in court as soon as today.
Immigration officials say he's been deported 6 times before these attacks. Eyewitness News reporter Leo Stallworth is live downtown with more. Leo.
Yeah, Philip, we're just outside of LAPD headquarters. Police officials call him a vicious predator. 47-year-old Ramon Escobar sits in a jail, no bail. He could be arraigned as soon as today. Now, federal authorities say Escobar, an undocumented immigrant from El Salvador, had been deported out of the U.S. a half a dozen times between 1997 and 2011. Escobar has been linked to 3 murders and 4 attempted murders in Southern California. His alleged victims, primarily homeless people. He's also linked to the disappearance of his 2 relatives from the Houston area. He was arrested Monday after allegedly attacking a man sleeping on the beach in Santa Monica. Investigators saying he used a baseball bat to attack his victims while they slept. And as I mentioned, this guy has been deported at least a half a dozen times. 2 years ago, an immigration judge granted his appeal to stay in the country, ordering ICE to release him from custody. Now he sits in an LA jail accused of vicious murders throughout Southern California. Live in downtown LA, Leo Story, with ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Leslie, Phillip, back to you.
Leo, thank you. Turning now to developing news out of Oxnard, a former welterweight boxing champion is facing multiple charges this morning, including rape. John Gregory is here with that story. John.
And Leslie, Victor Ortiz turned himself into Ventura County Sheriff's yesterday afternoon after a warrant was issued for his arrest. According to police in Oxnard, a woman contacted them alleging Ortiz had sexually assaulted her. The district attorney officially filed charges after a months-long investigation into those allegations. Ortiz is accused of forcible oral copulation and forcible digital penetration. This is not the first time Ortiz has been in trouble with the law. In 2016, he was arrested for driving under the influence, and in 2015 for allegedly attacking a man at a concert. Back in 2011, Ortiz held the WBC welterweight belt before losing it to Floyd Mayweather. Ortiz was featured in Expendables 3 and was once a contestant on Dancing with the Stars. Ortiz was released on $100,000 bail. He is scheduled to fight John Molina on Sunday in Ontario, but no word if that fight has been canceled because of these charges. Philip, back to you.
Okay, John, thanks. 6:35. Hollywood Bowl tickets will be more expensive for the 2019 season. The LA County Board of Supervisors approved the price hike yesterday. Most of the increases are $1 or $2 per seat, but concert goers paying for the highest priced garden and pool circle boxes will pay up to $7 more on weekends and $12 for special events. 40% of all the tickets will still be priced at $37 or less. Officials say the increased production, labor, marketing, artist costs, high-speed train project could lie in the hands of voters. Gas tax opponents are filing a ballot measure for 2020 aimed at designating existing tax revenue for transportation projects and ending the state's $77 billion high-speed train plans. They're the same backers of Proposition 6, which will ask voters in November if they want to repeal the gas tax. They contend the state can use existing revenue for transportation projects.
An aerial tram, visitor center, and other changes could be coming to the area around the Hollywood sign. A report recommending the changes will be considered again by a Los Angeles City Council committee today. Dixon Resources Unlimited was hired to conduct an analysis on how to enhance the visitor experience at the sign. Officials looked at 29 recommendations and found 20 were feasible, while 7 others needed further study. But they ruled out 2 ideas, one of which included adding a second Hollywood sign.
In San Francisco, the city's brand new $2 billion transit center has been shut down. It opened just last month. Workers found a cracked steel beam in the ceiling while installing tiles, and until a cause for those cracks can be found and the beam replaced, mass transit users will be displaced to a temporary transit center 2 blocks away. That means rerouting hundreds of buses for tens of thousands of commuters.
6:37 right now, and Les is telling us we're going to be heating up.
I know, and today it's the start of this heating trend. Tomorrow it only gets hotter around here, and temperatures are moving back up into the upper 90s. So at 4 p.m. today, we're getting closer to the triple digits in some of our Inland Valley locations. We do have some clouds starting us out this morning, mostly for the coastline. It's kind of moving into areas of Van Nuys valleys. You're dealing with a little bit of haze, but you can see it's thinner than yesterday, so we'll get to the sunshine pretty quickly and warm up pretty fast as well. 83 degrees out there in Irvine. Good morning. And it looks nice over in Ontario, but you're much warmer than yesterday now. About 5 degrees warmer, 95 today. And a big warm up as well into Santa Clarita, Northridge, Simi Valley, Fillmore. You're back into the mid to upper 90s. And then 75, still beautiful out there in Malibu. Temperatures will shift upward tomorrow even farther. I'll show you that coming up. Guys, over to you.
All right. Thanks very much for that. UCLA will be turning 100 years old next year, but the university that was founded in 1919 is beginning celebrations today with a special feat. This morning, about 10,000 UCLA students will attempt to break the Guinness World Record for the largest group of people to form a giant number. That number, 100, of course. The formation will be held for about 5 minutes with a Guinness judge on hand.
A big concert called off tonight in Inglewood. What do you do if you have tickets to the Childish Gambino show?
Plus, another celebrity home is hit by burglars, and this time it's Rihanna's house in the Hollywood Hills. We are there live with an update.
Good morning, folks. Hey, we got some big problems out on our freeways. The 210 freeway stick alert canceled, but boy, through Arcadia, the 210 is pretty tough. You're looking at the 134 in Glendale. Not bad through here, but some fog is rolling in.
And we're out in the neighborhood in Arcadia at the Santa Anita racetrack. The horses are out doing their practice. It's actually free for the public, so you can come out and watch this as much as you'd like. But we're going to take you inside the track, introduce you to the winningest jockey of all time. That's coming up a little bit later.
All right. And we'll be right back with more news. But first, here's a look at what's coming up on Good Morning America.
Good morning, Philip and Leslie. Great to be with you both this morning. Coming up on GMA, we start with Bill Cosby waking up behind bars, sentenced to at least 3 years in prison for sexual assault. Now, 2 of his accusers and the prosecutor are here live. And an ABC News exclusive, the mother who survived a deadly bank shooting shot 12 times tells her story this morning, how she stayed alive. Plus, it was tough to get in. Times Square is being taken over by BTS and all their fans, called the BTS Army. My little sister's been a part of it for the last couple of years. They are the biggest boy band in the world. I know that you all in LA have seen their power because you had them there, but so many folks camping out here overnight in Times Square. They're going to perform for us live. It's going to be a good morning on GM.
Looking for a vehicle with superior performance and reliability? Your timing could not be better. Toyota's 2018 clearance countdown is on. Right now, you can lease a new 2018 Camry for only $249 a month. Or you can choose $1,000 cash back on a new Camry or Camry Hybrid. For great clearance countdown savings, see your Toyota dealer. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
This is where we belong. Welcome to the circle. We brought the Infiniti QX50 and its revolutionary technology to Germany to see what the locals think.
This is not German. Pro-pilot assist? I need no assistance to drive. Stop! I must see VC Turbo. It's like 2 engines in one.
Get out! I drive. The all-new Infiniti QX50. There's nothing traditional about it. Lease the Infiniti QX50 for $379 a month or finance at 0.9% APR at your Southern California Infiniti.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious. There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
New leather sofas have arrived at Mathis Brothers. Come see our large selection of the latest fashionable looks at prices you won't find anywhere else. These frames are covered in top grain leather, making them durable, comfortable, and beautiful. We've got hundreds of different leather sofas to choose from, all in stock, so you're sure to find the one that's right for you. And with our fast and easy financing, you can start enjoying the furniture you love right away, only at Mathis Brothers.
There's a feeling you get when an experience is tailored to you. When no detail goes unnoticed. It's a good feeling. And to us, that feeling is what Flagship is all about.
We need to get serious about California's failing infrastructure. Crumbling bridges and roads put lives at risk every day. In California, 1,600 bridges and overpasses are structurally deficient. Yet Prop 6 eliminates $5 billion in annual funding for critical infrastructure projects, threatening 6,500 local bridge and road safety upgrades already underway. Prop 6 attacks the safety of our local bridges and roads and makes traffic congestion even worse. No on 6. It's a dangerous.
Breaking news. There he goes. He's on the run. Travels fast, but it can't outrun Air 7 HD. Now with real-time speed tracking.
90 miles an
Your
hour.
choice for breaking news has never been more clear. ABC 7 Eyewitness.
Now for an update on the burglary investigation at Rihanna's Hollywood Hills home.
Eyewitness News reporter Mark Coteropolis is live on Hillside Drive with the very latest. Mark.
Yeah, Philip and Leslie, good morning. It's an impressive property. LAPD officers spent about 8 hours here at this home in the Hollywood Hills belonging to artist Rihanna. They were investigating the break-in, and we have been told the artist wasn't home at the time. Police have not told us what, if anything, was taken, but they do have some good evidence and information to go on this video. This investigation is just 1 block north of Hollywood Boulevard. Police have not said for sure how many suspects broke into the home around 9:35 last night. This is the second time this year that someone has broken into Rihanna's home. This past May, a man spent about 12 hours inside her house. He was arrested and charged with multiple crimes, including stalking. For now, we are live in the Hollywood Hills. Mark Coteropolis, ABC 7 Eyewitness News. Philip and Leslie, back to you.
Okay, Mark, thank you. 644. If you have tickets but haven't heard, Donald Glover has postponed tonight's Childish Gambino show at the Forum in Inglewood. Glover, who performs under the name Childish Gambino, is actually postponing several tour dates because of an apparent foot injury. It's unclear when he'll play the shows he's postponing, but the Forum did tweet, tickets for tonight's show will be valid at the makeup concert.
Let's get back to Christina Salvo. Today we're in the neighborhood where she grew up.
Christina joining us from Santa Anita Park, the time of day when it's just absolutely perfect out there.
No, it is just gorgeous with that sunrise and the silhouette of the mountains. You can't get anything prettier than this. But I have a very special treat for you guys. I am with a legend in horse racing here. Hall of Fame, all-time most winning jockey here at Santa Anita Racetrack, Lafitte Pincay. Thank you for joining us. And how many races did you win here?
I ended up winning 9,530 races.
9,000! My goodness. Your career span, what, 40 years?
About 40 years, yes.
And do you miss it?
No anymore.
Not anymore, no?
Too much work.
So seeing all the horses out behind us, you're going, no?
No anymore. Did it for so many years, and not only about riding every day, but the dieting that I have to do, the not eating.
Well, I was thinking about, looking at all this great food here, you can actually eat it.
Yeah, well, I ate at the right time. I didn't go crazy after I retired and I started eating everything. I knew that I still had to take care of myself. I wanted to be healthy, because I learned. I learned a lot about nutrition.
Well, the pressure is so big for that. Oh, we've got a little interruption. I'm sorry, Lafitte.
It's okay.
So, Christina, on behalf of the 75th Camellia Festival, which, as you know, is our hometown parade, we would like to invite you to be our honorary Grand Marshal of our Diamond Jubilee.
Oh, that is so sweet. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
You know what? I remember marching in the Camellia Festival as a brownie, as a Girl Scout, and then a drill team with Oak Avenue. So that would be just the sweetest thing. Thank you, guys. Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you, Lafitte, for being here.
You're welcome.
And thank you. Thank you. We're going to leave you with a beautiful shot of this area, of this track. This is one of the crown jewels of the San Gabriel Valley. I think of actually Southern California. If you haven't come out to the park, it is absolutely gorgeous. You can definitely see why this morning. We're being treated to a beautiful morning. So we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
That was awesome.
The big reveal, and you didn't even know it was coming. That was great, and thanks to Lafitte.
Surprise.
Just seeing the horses that time of day.
Yeah.
And if it was a little cooler, that even better when it's a little
And listening to him reminisce a little bit about that.
Yep.
Now he can eat.
Yeah. Let's go to Scott Wright. He's in Air 7 HD. Scott, I'm so glad I've never really had to train. Never stopped myself from eating.
Well, I truly wish I didn't have IFB issues and a monitor that was out, and I heard what you said, so I'll just pretend that I did and laugh a little bit, I guess. I can tell you we're looking at the 5 and the 118 freeway interchange, and the southbound side of the 5 is pretty busy down towards the 170 split. That should be what you're looking at right now. We had a little problem south 5 to the 170, and that just sort of made it get off to a bad start and made it pretty tough. We do have a big problem down in Tustin, 5 freeway southbound at the 55, a 6-car crash in the 2 right lanes, so they've issued a SIG alert. It's an ABC 7 traffic alert. Expect the South 5 down into Tustin to really struggle. The 2 right lanes are blocked. They got a lot of lanes, but that's really going to jam up quickly towards the Orange Crush interchange. And how about a Caltrans monitor? Hey, an area that doesn't look too bad. That's El Monte, 605 northbound, southbound at Valley Boulevard. You're up to speed in both directions. And Leslie, we will come back out to a live shot of a gorgeous sunrise above the San Gabriel, the Angeles National Forest. The mountains there, it's pretty.
Yeah, you're not kidding. It's really pretty. And Christina's shot was really nice, too. Here's another one over in a Big Bear. Very clear skies. And that marine layer not as thick or as extensive as it was even just yesterday. So we'll get back to the sunshine pretty quickly. 41 degrees out there in Big Bear. This is what it looks like in Anaheim, where the clouds have made their way in. 64 degrees out there in Disneyland. And temperatures today, not bad as we're starting out the morning, but they certainly do get hotter for the Inland Empire and the Valley communities. We're back into the mid to upper 90s in most of these spots. And if you're heading to the coastline, 74, 73 in the mountains. Just really nice weather for the mountains, although a little breezy today. And the 96 in the high deserts to about 98 degrees in some of our other locations. Palmdale, Lancaster, you're now getting closer to the triple digits today. And high pressure is dominating. It's really going to be bringing in the heat by the time we're heading in tomorrow afternoon with stronger offshore winds. And of course, those offshore winds typically blow out that marine layer, so we're not going to get much of that tomorrow. And then I have another change for you. This one comes next week. So I would say Tuesday of next week, we're going to look at an opportunity for some rainfall. And that rainfall, although it's weak, it's something to get excited about for now. 68 degrees out there in Lake Elsinore, 90s also in San Bernardino, Foothills, Pasadena. It looks like 93, and it will be pretty through areas of Oxnard, Ventura. Not too bad in Thousand Oaks, but now creeping up to the 90s, 89 degrees there. And then 97 if you're heading out into Santa Clarita, Simi Valley, all into the mid-90s. Los Angeles and Orange County. Here we go with your 7-day outlook for 83 today. We're going to get back to those 80s, and we continue on with a cooling trend right after tomorrow. Down to 74 we go, and that's Tuesday. So here's what's happening on Tuesday. We have a trough of low pressure. We have a hurricane coming from the south. They're going to start to combine right near the coast of California, and that might be able to pull up some moisture that we can get some rainfall. So that's Tuesday. We'll watch out for that, and that hopefully will increase as we get closer to that work week. Otherwise, for the Valley's Inland Empire this work week, 95, 97 tomorrow. Weekend temperatures into the nice upper 80s, so it should be really nice. Then lower 80s on Tuesday. Beach communities, 77. Good morning. 78 tomorrow. Down to about 70 degrees by the time we're heading into Tuesday. So we start that cooling trend after tomorrow. And then if you're traveling towards those mountains, 75 up to 78 on Thursday. And the mountains really dip down to 64 Tuesday with a 30% chance of rain, and 98 for the deserts. And we'll get back down to 79. That's a big drop in temperatures in comparison to where we'll be tomorrow. Guys, over to you. We'll watch out for that rain next week.
Sure is. Okay, Les, thanks very much. Still ahead, how many Flamin' Hot Cheetos are too many? One rapper blaming the snack for sending him to the hospital.
Okay, can you spot this? What does Meghan Markle do in this video that marks a break from royal protocol?
This is no ordinary city. It's different because we're different. We are all eyewitnesses. It's our stories, breaking and never changing, that pull us together. Welcome to The Circle from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious. There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
Sky Map 7, only on Eyewitness News.
Why would someone with so much choose to leave it all behind? This doesn't add up.
Maybe John's death is a wake-up call.
To John.
A Million Little Things, a new drama tonight.
When you have incredible strength, people always want to challenge you. That's why I reach for the one thing that keeps me on top. Let's dance.
Looking for a vehicle with superior performance and reliability? Your timing could not be better. Toyota's 2018 clearance countdown is on. Right now, you can lease a new 2018 RAV4 for only $229 a month. Or choose $1,500 cash back and save big. For great clearance countdown savings, see your Toyota dealer. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious. There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
We need to get serious about California's failing infrastructure. Crumbling bridges and roads put lives at risk every day. In California, 1,600 bridges and overpasses are structurally deficient. Yet Prop 6 eliminates $5 billion in annual funding for critical infrastructure projects, threatening 6,500 local bridge and road safety upgrades already underway. Prop 6 attacks the safety of our local bridges and roads and makes traffic congestion even worse. No on 6. It's a dangerous.
Oh, wow. Look at you. You got a Ram. What made you do that?
A lot of reasons. A comfort you wouldn't believe. Luxury everywhere you look. Not to mention legendary Hemi V8 power.
Maybe I should switch. More people are switching to Ram trucks than ever before. And now get $1,000 bonus cash if you make the switch during Ram Power Days. Or during Ram Power Days, well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2019 Ram 1500 for $249 a month.
This is where we belong. Welcome to the circle.
It's your voice, your story. It's Eyewitness.
In Ontario.
Right now, you could win big. Go to abc7.com/promotions to enter for your chance to win Solo, a Star Wars story DVD and prize pack.
Star Wars fans, Solo, a Star Wars story is out now on DVD and Blu-ray. And to celebrate, we are giving away some awesome grand prizes for a Star Wars super fan. One lucky winner will get our ultimate prize pack, including an Xbox One, Star Wars action figures, toys, and Lego sets. Several other winners will get copies of the new DVD. So go to abc7.com/promotions now and enter for your chance to win. We will announce the winner right here on Eyewitness News at 6 a.m. on Friday. So good luck and may the Force be with you.
Rapper and social media star Lil Xan says he had to go to the hospital because he ate too many Flamin' Hot Cheetos.
I just want to let everybody know I was in the hospital, not due to any drugs, but I guess I ate too many hot Cheetos.
The rapper posted this video on Instagram showing off his hospital bracelet and a messy room. He says Flamin' Hot Cheetos burned a hole in his stomach because he ate too many, but the rapper says he's hitting the road for a tour soon, despite the hospital visit.
Okay, well, Duchess of Sussex, Meghan Markle, breaks protocol on her first solo royal engagement.
It was captured on video by People Magazine's Simon Perry. After shaking hands with one of her hosts, she turns and shuts the door herself. Meghan Markle identifies herself as a feminist. We even got a shadow there.
Oh.
She's a proponent of gender equality.
Clutching of the royal pearls. She did that. Back to charm school. Taking one last look at Santa Anita Park. We've been in the neighborhood all morning long because that's where Christina Salvo grew up. It's been so great to see everybody out there, so thanks for waking up early with us. When we come right back, we're going to take a look at top stories and what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this city, we have to get an early start.
Thanks for waking up with us this morning.
I want to make sure you're prepared.
Meteorologist Leslie Lopez on Eyewitness News.
I'm not gonna lie, getting ready for school can test a man's very fiber. That's why I drink the good stuff. I'm not saying you can't get the job done without it, but why roll the dice?
Hurry up and get in the car!
Long Beach State, move-in day. Time for another random act of helpfulness. Go ahead, take a spin. Today we help some students we can help you too with a great deal on a reliable, award-winning Honda. Right now, you can lease a 2018 Pilot EXL for just $339 a month plus tax, or get 0.9% APR financing on a 2018 Pilot.
Keep going. One more.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious. There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
Looking for a vehicle with superior performance and reliability? Your timing could not be better. Toyota's 2018 clearance countdown is on. Right now, you can lease a new 2018 Tacoma for just $279 a month, or choose an incredible $3,000 cash back on a new 2018 Tundra. For great clearance countdown savings, see your Toyota dealer. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
We need to get serious about California's failing infrastructure. Crumbling bridges and roads put lives at risk every day. In California, 1,600 bridges and overpasses are structurally deficient. Yet Prop 6 eliminates $5 billion in annual funding for critical infrastructure projects, threatening 6,500 local bridge and road safety upgrades already underway. Prop 6 attacks the safety of our local bridges and roads and makes traffic congestion even worse. No on 6. It's a dangerous.
Oh, wow. Look at you. You got a Ram. What made you do that?
A lot of reasons.
A comfort you wouldn't believe. Luxury everywhere you look. Not to mention legendary Hemi V8 power.
Maybe I should switch. More people are switching to Ram trucks than ever before. And now get $1,000 bonus cash if you make the switch during Ram Power Days. Or during Ram Power Days, well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2019 Ram 1500 for $249 a month.
Boxing was my first love. After all, it's in my genes. But I never stopped challenging myself, which is how I grew outside the ring. As a successful CEO of my own lifestyle brand. As a passionate cook and author. As a competitive dancer on Dancing with the Stars. And raising 2 children, I live for what's next. So don't be afraid to ask, what's next for you?
Enter for a chance to win a trip to ABC's Dancing with the Stars at winwhatsnext.com. Sponsored by Muirbetrick.
The man suspected of killing 3 people and attacking 4 others expected in court today.
Cal Fire gets a boost to fight more fires. The governor green lighting an extra $234 million.
And on GMA, BTS. Let's go to Robin, George, and Michael.
Good morning, America. Supreme Court showdown. Overnight, Republicans revealed the sex crimes prosecutor. They're bringing into question Judge Brett Kavanaugh and his accuser, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, in front of Congress. As Senate Republicans move to speed up a vote, and now new evidence in question, the images of Kavanaugh's calendar he's trying to use to clear his name. This as President Trump lashes out at the second woman accusing Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct. This is a con game being played by the Democrats. Deborah Ramirez's attorney joins us live this morning.
Locked up, Bill Cosby spends his first night behind bars. Sentenced to at least 3 years in prison, taken away in handcuffs. The fall from grace for America's TV dad. Now one of his accusers and the prosecutor who put him away are live on GMA this morning.
Race against time. Hundreds trying to find that missing 6-year-old with special needs. Now his parents pleading to cameras for help. What his father is saying exclusively on GMA about the moment he disappeared.
ABC News exclusive. The mother shot 12 times during a deadly attack at a bank now tells her story.
I have a 5- and a 7-year-old who need their mother. You need to save me. Come get me.
How she survived.
And the biggest boy band on the planet is here live. So get ready, because BTS is taking over Times Square, performing the hit that has everyone dancing. Live only on GMA this morning.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
Good morning, America. So what's a little rain when BTS is in Times Square? Take a look outside right now. The crowd has been gathering for hours. They cannot wait for BTS.
They cannot wait. Every mention, every look, they are screaming outside. But BTS, they have fans, millions of fans all around the globe. They call themselves the BTS Army. And we've got a big surprise for a few members of that army, and that's coming up later on in the show.
They are devoted fans. They appreciate their music and their positive message. That is ahead. But first, a lot of news overnight. We begin with that Supreme Court showdown. Both sides gearing up for a dramatic hearing tomorrow. Judge Brett Kavanaugh and his first accuser, Christine Blasey Ford, set to testify. And we've now learned who Republicans are bringing in to question them. Our chief national correspondent, Terry Moran, starts us off at the Supreme Court. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, Robin. Well, with one day to go before that big hearing, both sides are prepping. Judge Kavanaugh is getting prepped by the White House staffers and his own team of lawyers. Dr. Christine Blasey Ford has her team, including veteran Democratic operatives, some of whom prepped Anita Hill. The Republicans have hired that outside lawyer, and President Trump is weighing in, swinging away. With only 24 hours before Judge Brett Kavanaugh and Dr. Christine Blasey Ford face lawmakers and the country, President Trump is fighting for his candidate in classic Trump fashion.
This is a con game being played by the Democrats.
He's lashing out, directly targeting the latest accuser, Kavanaugh's Yale classmate, Deborah Ramirez.
She said she was totally inebriated and she was all messed up, and she doesn't know it was him, but it might have been him. Oh, gee, let's not make him a Supreme Court judge because of that.
Ramirez acknowledged to the New Yorker magazine that she was drunk at a 1982 party where she says Kavanaugh exposed himself close to her face. And she says there are gaps in her memory. But now she says she's certain it was Kavanaugh. He denies the charge. Democrats on Capitol Hill calling for an FBI investigation and other witnesses to appear on Thursday.
What this should be is a search for the truth.
Adding to their outrage, word that Republicans on the Senate Judiciary Committee, all of whom are men, outsourced the questioning for Thursday's hearing to a woman outside counsel.
Clearly, they didn't want to ask the questions directly.
The lawyer who will be doing the questioning, veteran Arizona sex crimes prosecutor Rachel Mitchell.
I think it's really smart of them to get outside counsel.
Why?
Somebody will do something that you guys will run 24/7, and inadvertently somebody will do something that's insensitive. I would not be wanting to ask questions about something like this.
The stakes are high for both parties being questioned. Dr. Blasey Ford is now a clinical psychology professor at Palo Alto University and an expert on topics involving trauma. Kavanaugh, a Yale law graduate who clerked for Justice Anthony Kennedy before serving in the Bush administration and as a federal judge. In an attempt to prove he wasn't at that party with Blasey Ford, Kavanaugh's lawyers are releasing excerpts of his high school calendar to the Judiciary Committee, details from the summer of 1982. Obtained by USA Today, they show chores, trips out of town, and social events. Blasey Ford's name isn't mentioned, but she has said she didn't know Kavanaugh well at the time of the alleged encounter. A source close to Kavanaugh says the judge is anticipating more probing questions than those he fielded in his Fox News interview.
Was there ever a time that you drank so much that you couldn't remember what happened the night before?
No, that never happened.
Democrats may ask about Kavanaugh's high school yearbook page, which is filled with inside jokes that suggest a less straight-laced life than he's claimed, including 100 kegs or bust, and Renata alumnus, an alleged reference to a woman Kavanaugh knew in high school. A source tells ABC News she was Kavanaugh's date for a school dance, nothing more. But the New York Times reports that some of Kavanaugh's former classmates said it was part of unsubstantiated boasting about their conquests. That woman telling the Times the insinuation is horrible, hurtful, and simply untrue. Those yearbook entries, along with the recent allegations, portray a vastly different image than what Kavanaugh has publicly shared.
For the last 7 years, I've been coaching girls basketball. Ask the moms.
So those highly detailed calendars that Kavanaugh kept as a teen aren't being entered to show he wasn't at that party. They couldn't really do that, but to show that he wasn't the drunken lout that he's been portrayed as. That's part of his case, Robin.
And we know that more details are emerging about tomorrow's hearing and that Blasey Ford will be the first to testify, Terry?
She will, Robin. She's no time limit for her opening statement. She'll follow opening statements by Senator Grassley and Senator Feinstein, and then she'll be questioned by Rachel Mitchell, that outside veteran sex crimes prosecutor, and by Democrats. And then there'll be a break. Judge Kavanaugh will come, and he'll be questioned by Republicans and Democrats.
A lot of people will be watching, as you know, Terry. Thank you. George?
Okay, thank you, Rob. We're going to talk now to the attorney for Deborah Ramirez, John Clune. He joins us now from Missoula, Montana. Mr. Clune, thank you for joining us this morning. Got to get you first to respond to the president. He says your client has nothing, was all messed up.
Yeah, George, I found that comment by the president to be pretty disgusting and pretty hurtful. I mean, I think everybody can understand why a politician wants to spin what is, bad information, but to do it in that mocking fashion of Ms. Ramirez was really inappropriate.
But I do want to ask you about Deborah Ramirez's testimony. The New York Times reports that Ms. Ramirez contacted some former Yale classmates and told some of them that she couldn't be certain Mr. Kavanaugh was the one who exposed himself. Is that true? And is she now certain it was Mr. Kavanaugh?
Yeah, my understanding is that is true. I haven't spoken with her about that, but I think she is being criticized by some people for being very, very deliberate and very careful about the information that she put out there. And so, she was very mindful of the fact that there was some information that she was confident in, some that she was not confident in, and she only put forward that information to the New Yorker that she was confident actually occurred. And that was the purpose of reaching out to other individuals.
So is she
she
now
believes
certain
wholeheartedly that it was Mr. Kavanaugh, yes.
She's now certain, and that has led to some questions as well. President Trump said, look at the lawyers yesterday, and is suggesting that perhaps you coaxed her and coached her testimony.
Well, I was not the attorney that was being referenced in the time that she was recalling what had happened, but the person that she did hire is somebody who is a career prosecutor, an expert in sex crimes, knows how to talk with survivors of sexual violence in a way that does not suggest information. He was the Boulder district attorney until just a few months ago. So he's not the kind of individual who would be remotely suggestive to help her craft some sort of story. It was just to help her work through, a very old memory.
The president's press secretary, Sarah Sanders, told me yesterday that the president is open to having Ms. Ramirez testify to the Senate Judiciary Committee. Is she willing to appear in public?
Well, I mean, she hasn't been invited. And this has been one of the really frustrating parts is we've been, emailing with the Senate Judiciary Committee. They want a full breakdown of everything that she knows, which is fine, but they're refusing to even talk to us and talk about what any kind of process would look like. So it's a little bit of a moot point until they show any sort of indication that they're willing to have her come forward. I presume that she would, but until they have a conversation with us about it, there's nothing we can do.
Can you clear that up? There appears to be a lot of conflicting stories about what exactly is going on. I talked to members in the Senate. They say they've sent you emails. They've asked you to provide evidence and testimony. You haven't complied with that. I know you said last night you thought you had a phone call set up for 7 p.m., but then the GOP staffers didn't show up on the phone call. Where do things stand exactly right now with the Senate Judiciary Committee?
So that's exactly what happened. Last night we had a phone call scheduled, and we showed up for the phone call. The minority party showed up for the phone call, and the majority party did not show up. At this point, they keep on reiterating that they want more information. We'll be happy to provide them with more information, but why they won't even talk to us on the phone is a mystery.
So you say you're happy to provide them with more information. And is Ms. Ramirez willing to testify, not only if she's invited to the Senate Judiciary Committee, but willing to appear in public and tell her story?
Well, first of all, George, what she has offered to do, I think it's very important to underscore that the process in place for the background investigation is to go through the FBI. This is something that has been in place for many years, and why everybody involved in this situation does not want an FBI investigation to this is very disturbing. I would think, this is a complete disaster for everybody involved, Judge Kavanaugh, the president, our client, the American people. And the only way to really get at the truth of what happened is for people to interview all the individuals who were present, all the individuals that were contacted shortly thereafter and heard about it. And without that, it's going to be a failed process, no matter how they do it. But she is willing to talk to the committee, but we need to find out more about what it is they actually are willing to do for her.
John Clune, thanks for your time this morning.
Hey, George.
Let's bring in our legal team, Chris Christie, Sonny Hassan, and Sonny, let me pick up. You've been saying that the FBI investigation is necessary as well. It appears it's not going to happen before tomorrow's hearing.
That's right, and I think that's sort of the wrong way to go. But I do think that the right way to go is to have a former sex crimes prosecutor, a woman, examining these witnesses. Not only Dr. Ford, but also Judge Kavanaugh, because that person has the type of experience that I have. You know how to deal with alleged victims of sexual assault. You know how to examine them. And so I think that is the right move. But I've never seen a prosecutor, examine a witness without the benefit of an FBI agent or a detective having conducted an investigation.
And Chris, what we've also now seen is that they've now scheduled a potential vote on Friday morning in the committee, floor vote by next Tuesday, depending on how the hearing goes. But picking up on the point from John Clune, wouldn't it help Judge Kavanaugh, if he's going to be Justice Kavanaugh, lifetime appointment, to have a full FBI investigation first?
It's not Judge Kavanaugh's choice, okay? It's not like they're going to him and asking him, would you like one or wouldn't you? That's the choice of the people who are going to have to make this decision and make the vote. And as far as the vote being scheduled, from what I understand from the things Senator Grassley said publicly, he's following regular order. You want 3 days notice for a vote? He gave 3 days notice, but he said very clearly, right? He said very clearly, though, publicly, that if things come out in tomorrow's hearing that makes them unprepared to vote on Friday, then he'll put the vote off. So I think he wants the option to vote on Friday if everyone feels ready, and if they don't, then he'll put it off. I think Senator Grassley has really kind of conducted himself very reasonably in this, tried to make sure, extended deadlines, did all the things he could, while also trying to get this to a conclusion.
I wonder, and this is a quick question for both of you, is there any way to really know at the end of the day, after tomorrow, after we hear from Dr. Blasey Ford, after we hear from Brett Kavanaugh, whether we really know what happened on that day back in June?
Well, not with this process, because the process is incomplete. There are other witnesses, alleged witnesses to these incidents. So why isn't Mark Judge testifying? Why aren't other classmates testifying? The record will be completely incomplete, and I think that if he is confirmed, now it's the taint of these allegations.
I think if he's confirmed, there's no taint. You're a justice of the Supreme Court.
No taint?
Nope.
We'll find out. Big hearing tomorrow, and I'll be anchoring our live coverage of the confirmation hearing tomorrow morning. It starts at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific, right here on ABC. Michael?
All right, thank you, George. And President Trump is holding a press conference this evening where he's sure to face questions about Brett Kavanaugh and his accusers, and also questions about that scene at the United Nations where world leaders appear to laugh at something the president said. Cecilia Vega is at the UN this morning with more. Good morning, Cecilia.
Hey, Michael, good rainy morning to you. Let me just set the stage for what happens inside this building here behind me. This is a very serious setting with all of these world leaders gathered. There's rarely even applause, let alone laughter. But when President Trump was out here delivering what essentially is a go-to applause line from his campaign rallies around the country, it did not go well. Just watch.
In less than 2 years, my administration has accomplished more than almost any administration in the history of our country. America's so true. Didn't expect that reaction, but that's okay.
Yeah, well, the president later told reporters that line was meant to elicit laughter. He is back here again today, Michael, for day 3 of the UN. Of course, all eyes on that press conference later this evening. This is just his second solo press conference on U.S. soil, Michael, since taking office.
All right, thank you, Cecilia. Appreciate that. And you say, well, that's not what I expected, but you said you expected a laugh. So it's a little confusing right there.
A little bit.
Yeah.
All right, Michael. Now to the race to find that missing 6-year-old who has special needs. His father is speaking exclusively to GMA about the moment he says his son disappeared at a park in North Carolina. ABC's Steve Osunsami has the latest.
Maddox is my whole world and my reason for living. I want my baby back in my arms.
Maddox Rich, who has autism and is nonverbal, was last seen Saturday wearing this orange T-shirt at this park in Gastonia, North Carolina, east of Charlotte. Police say he was with his father and an unidentified adult when the father says the boy ran off into the woods and couldn't be found. The boy's father, Ian Rich, is speaking exclusively this morning to ABC News.
I wouldn't have let him got so far away from me. I could see him until at a certain point he got out of my view, and that's whenever I never seen him again. Everybody looks at you as a monster, and I've regretted that since the moment it's happened.
There are missing children every day in America, but this child doesn't speak. Searchers on foot have been using loudspeakers and the recorded voices of his parents to try and call for him.
It's been hard to sleep. I feel guilty because I can go into a house, lay down in a bed, and my little boy might be out there in the woods.
The missing boy's mother is begging for help.
Please. Call the tip line, please. I just want my baby home, please.
The search has led FBI agents to this landfill, more than 9 miles north of the park. Police have also looked through dumpsters, chased more than 150 leads, and are even draining this lake. Last night, the FBI had the father out here at the park, which is shortly behind me, directly behind me, retracing his steps, trying to see if he can remember anything that helps them. Police say their phones have been ringing. People have been calling in. They've been looking for a photographer and a jogger who may have seen the boy run away. The FBI has set up a $10,000 reward for any information that's helpful. Robin?
I see a lot of prayers being said. Thank you. Michael?
All right, thank you, Robin. And now we're going to go to the weather and that dangerous flooding from the south to the northeast. Emergency crews rescuing dozens of kids from a school bus in Connecticut. We're going to go to Ginger for the latest. Good morning, Ginger.
Oh, the images coming in. Michael, good morning. If it felt like it rained all day, it certainly got close in a lot of places. But go to New Jersey. You see the rescue happening there. Just one of the spots that had 7 to 8 inches of rain happened very quickly in the flash flooding there. Severe weather and potentially a tornado in Monroe County, Michigan. And now that line moves east. A lot of folks. I-95 corridor just after the rush hour. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, the Stormy Cities, sponsored by Dawn.
Call on me, brother, when you need a hand. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be a friend. I'll help you carry on. Lean on me.
Good morning, I'm meteorologist Leslie Lopez, and we do have a beautiful day in store today. We have 83 degrees expected. We have some morning clouds. However, the morning clouds are not nearly as extensive as they were yesterday. Now, this is a kind of a fun forecast. Tomorrow, we have the hottest day of the week. Let's forget about that. By tomorrow, or the Friday, rather, we start a cooling trend. And then what I'm looking forward to is Tuesday. Tuesday, we have a 20% shot of getting in some showers, so we'll keep a very close eye on that. But you'll notice how far those temperatures begin to dip. Over into the Inland Valley areas, get ready for a 95 today.
Bill Cosby spends his first night in prison after being sentenced for sexual assault. This morning, one of his accusers and one of the prosecutors join us live.
After my DVT blood clot, I wondered, is another one around the corner? Or could it be different than I thought? I wanted to help protect myself. My doctor recommended Eliquis. Eliquis is proven to treat and help prevent another DVT or PE blood clot. Almost 98% of patients on Eliquis didn't experience another. And Eliquis has significantly less major bleeding than the standard treatment. Eliquis is FDA approved and has both.
Don't stop Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. If you had a spinal injection while on Eliquis, call your doctor right away if you have tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
What's around the corner could be surprising. Ask your doctor about Eliquis.
Welcome to Monowai, Nebraska. Population 1. Me.
I'm mayor, secretary, treasurer. Every decision you have to make yourself.
4 out of 5 women will become solely responsible for their finances.
I like the independence, and every woman should have that, I make my decisions, and if they're wrong, I live with them. If they're right, I'm very proud of myself.
Plan your financial life with Prudential. Bring your challenges.
Millions of people across the country are losing weight and improving their health.
What do we all have in common? Nutrisystem.
Introducing Turbo 13 from Nutrisystem. Lose up to 13 pounds and 7 inches overall in your first month. Lose weight now. Money back guaranteed.
No matter how much weight you want to lose, Nutrisystem can help you reach your goal.
I'm living healthier and happier now. It was easy to follow.
I'm Chris, and I lost 120 pounds on Nutrisystem.
It's your favorite foods made healthier.
No counting, no measuring, no weigh-ins.
Order now and save 40% off every program. That's 40% off breakfasts, lunches, dinners, and snacks. Act now and get this limited time savings on every program. Plus, get 1 week of delicious turbo shakes to help shrink your belly free.
Bye-bye, belly fat. Join the millions who have lost weight and improved their health. Call or go online right now.
Go online or call 833-549-TRIM and get shakes free plus 40% off every program.
Light bladder leaks are just part of being a woman, but we can still wear whatever we want. Poise Ultra Thin Pads move with your body and stay 5 times drier than the leading Always period pad. So life with little leaks can just be life. Get a coupon at poise.com.
Olay Deep Hydrating Eye Gel breaks through the competition. Olay Eyes with B3 Complex hydrates better than $100, $200, even $400 eye creams. That's something to see. Olay.
Brushing only reaches 25% of your mouth. Listerine cleans virtually 100%, helping to prevent gum disease and bad breath. Never settle for 25%. Always go for 100. Bring out the bold.
Live from ABC7, this is an Eyewitness News Update.
Good morning, I'm Philip Palmer. Let's check on the weather with Leslie Lopez.
Hey, and good morning. That's right. And temperatures today are going to be into the 90s. It should be a really lovely day for most areas along the coast and then moving a little bit inland. But once you get out into the Inland Empire and the valley communities, then it starts to get really hot today. So this is the start of our warming trend that continues through tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the warmest day of the week. And we're going to see triple digits potentially through areas of Lancaster and Palmdale by tomorrow. Pasadena, you're warming up today too. 93, 94 at Encino. We have the clouds that have made their way not only along the coast, but they've moved inland a little bit. But as far as the rest of the afternoon's concerned, they'll retreat earlier than where we were even just yesterday. I know yesterday it was really stubborn. They didn't want to go away. Well, the clouds are going to get out of the way pretty quickly here. And then by the time we're heading into Santa Clarita this afternoon, it means we're going to be back to 97 degrees. So a big jump in temperatures there. A full forecast in a little bit, but over to you, Phil, for now.
Okay, thanks. When we come back, we'll take a look at traffic.
Weather changing fast? Good to know. Crash on your commute? Good to know. Start your day with Eyewitness News, because it's good to know. Your news, weather, and traffic. Good morning. Start at 4 a.m.
When clouds appear,
A little bit of fog. We have to be prepared.
watch for rains.
Boom, boom, boom.
Dallas rains.
Pop-up shower. Things are. It's a lightning. Wow. Take it up for 7,000.
Boom. Weather 24/7 on Eyewitness News and the ABC.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious. There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You got to be passionate about what you do.
It's just love.
We need to get serious about California's failing infrastructure. Crumbling bridges and roads put lives at risk every day. In California, 1,600 bridges and overpasses are structurally deficient. Yet Prop 6 eliminates $5 billion in annual funding for critical infrastructure projects, threatening 6,500 local bridge and road safety upgrades already underway. Prop 6 attacks the safety of our local bridges and roads and makes traffic congestion even worse. No on 6. It's a dangerous.
Help protect what's most important with our family of safety technologies. The 2018 Nissan Rogue, now available with 5 advanced technologies like automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection. The 2018 Rogue, the safety tech you want and more included.
Get a low $199 per month lease on Rogue, or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
For uplifting news and stunning images from the circle of eyewitnesses, follow us on Instagram at ABC7LA. And remember to post your photos and videos with hashtag ABC7I.
This is where we belong. Welcome to the circle.
Welcome back. We have a traffic alert, and it is in North Hollywood, so be aware. 5 South at Hollywood Way off-ramp. 2 vehicles on the right shoulder, and that's generally a busy section there, so you have some volume that's starting to slow down through that area. It's kind of near the airport. South El Monte, our next map south, that's the 60 south at the 605 connector, and you can see a vehicle blocking the HOV lane and the number 1 lane. I should just say the 60. I'm not sure it's near the 605 southbound. Long Beach, our Caltrans camera, 91 East at Long Beach Boulevard. There's some volume on the west side, and you still see it's a little slow to clear right through there. Coming up on GMA, an ABC News exclusive, a woman shot 12 times during a bank shooting is telling her story on GMA.
On Jeopardy!
I just wanted to ask her.
This is no ordinary city. It's different because we're different. We are all eyewitnesses. It's our stories, breaking and never changing, that pull us together. Welcome to The Circle from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
We need to get serious about California's failing infrastructure. Crumbling bridges and roads put lives at risk every day. In California, 1,600 bridges and overpasses are structurally deficient. Yet Prop 6 eliminates $5 billion in annual funding for critical infrastructure projects, threatening 6,500 local bridge and road safety upgrades already underway. Prop 6 attacks the safety of our local bridges and roads and makes traffic congestion even worse. No on 6. It's a dangerous.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious. There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. There's just love.
There's a feeling you get when an experience is tailored to you. When no detail goes unnoticed. When expectations are met before you even know you have them. It's a good feeling. One you won't soon forget. And to us, that feeling is what Flagship is all about.
This message.
What if numbers tell only half the story? At T. Rowe Price, hundreds of our experts go beyond the numbers to examine investment opportunities firsthand. Like a biotech firm that engineers a patient's own cells to fight cancer. This is strategic investing. Because your investments deserve the full story. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
When heartburn hits, fight back fast with Tums Smoothie. It starts instant, it touches your tongue, and neutralizes stomach acid at the source. Smoothies, only from Tums.
Tired of wrestling with seemingly impossible cleaning tasks? Sprays in the bathroom can be ineffective. Try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser with Durafoam. Simply add water to remove soap scum. Try Mr. Clean Magic Eraser with Durafoam.
How do you top mac and cheese? Start with 100% clean ingredients, like Vermont white cheddar. Then add bacon, barbecue chicken, or Baja blend. Catering and delivery now available. Panera, food as it should be.
With Advil liquid gels, you'll ask, what bad shoulder? What headache? Advil is relief that's fast, strength that lasts. You'll ask, what pain? With Advil liquid gels.
Yes, back is Times Square. We welcome you back. Oh yeah, ready for the biggest boy band in all the world. BTS is here live. They're performing their smash hit Idols. And those fans outside, part of the BTS army. And pray, they didn't mind it raining a little bit earlier. They have been out since the wee hours of the morning. And there's a special surprise for some super fans coming up. We'll share that.
Looking forward to that. I have a lot of news this morning as well, including that high-stakes Supreme Court hearings just a day away now. Judge Brett Kavanaugh and his accuser, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, will testify in front of Congress tomorrow. Republicans have called in a sex crimes prosecutor to question them, and Senate Republicans have tentatively scheduled a vote for Friday. And a big announcement this morning right here on GMA. Robin, congratulations. You'll have the first interview with former First Lady Michelle Obama about her new book, Becoming. She'll join you live from Chicago on November 13th. That's the day the book is released. Also, an hour-long primetime special.
Right before she appears here on GMA. And so grateful for this opportunity. And she said that writing this, the process of writing this book has been personally meaningful and illuminating for her.
And I'll bet she'll be revealing for a lot of people.
Looking forward to that.
Can't wait to read that. And we're going to turn now to the latest on Bill Cosby, this disgraced comedian. He's waking up behind bars this morning, sentenced to at least 3 years in prison for sexual assault. It was an accusation by Andrea Constand that brought him down. The once beloved actor, she is just one of more than 60 women who have accused him of sexual misconduct. ABC's Lindsay Davis is in Norristown, Pennsylvania with more. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Michael. It has been a long road, 34 months since Bill Cosby's arrest, and what a roller coaster ride of emotions. You know, when we first heard that guilty verdict in the courtroom in April, there was an eruption of reaction, but yesterday, as the sentencing was read, it was silent. And I want to just share one sentiment from a Cosby accuser. Yesterday, she said of his sentencing, "This is a sad time. This is not a time of celebration. None of this should have ever happened."
Any comments, sir?
It is an image that some call surreal, others call sad. But the Bill Cosby accusers we spoke to say it's justice. Bill Cosby, shackled in handcuffs and taken directly to jail, sentenced to 3 to 10 years behind bars, convicted of drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constand at his home in 2004.
We've got justice!
Constand and several of Cosby's accusers who were in court Tuesday hugging after the sentencing. Constand, just one of more than 60 women who've come forward accusing the star of sexual misconduct.
Finally, Bill Cosby has been unmasked, and we have seen the real man as he is headed off to prison.
The now 81-year-old is the first celebrity of the #MeToo era to be sentenced to jail. A judge declaring the disgraced comedian a sexually violent predator, saying, "It is time for justice, Mr. Cosby. This has all circled back to you. The time has come." This is where Cosby will reside, here at SCI Phoenix, a nearly 4,000-bed lockup in Pennsylvania that opened 2 months ago. His conviction, a stunning fall from grace for the man who portrayed the ultimate family man on The Cosby Show.
I love you.
I love you too.
You know how the kids love Jell-O pudding.
A popular pitchman. He even urged kids to stay out of prison in this clip from Fat Albert.
Now, they're in prison. The prison isn't any fun and it isn't any joke.
Bill!
Cosby, now behind bars himself.
And now the appeals process can begin and several of the civil lawsuits against him can get underway. I want to also share that there were several members of the jury who found Bill Cosby guilty inside the courtroom for sentencing yesterday. They said they wanted to see it through. And some of them, George, shed tears.
Okay, Lindsay, thanks very much. We're joined now by Lieslot Lublin, who was one of Bill Cosby's accusers, along with his, excuse me, I just dropped a whole cup of water right there. Gloria Allred, his attorney, and also Stuart Ryan, one of the prosecutors in the case. And Lisa, let's begin with you. What were you thinking and feeling when you saw that yesterday?
I was overwhelmed. Didn't believe that we would get to that point where he's actually...
You didn't believe it?
Because so many times things don't go exactly the way you plan. You know, you do your best to have, you know, an outcome that you would like to have, but it doesn't mean you're going to. So I think that I was a little bit scared to put too much energy into going, this is how it's going to be, because I think I would have had such a crushing letdown if it didn't, that I just had to kind of go, okay, let me be surprised when it happens. Let me have that moment to just, you know, realize this is real.
The judge said he didn't see any remorse in Bill Cosby. Did you see any of that yesterday?
Absolutely not. He would smirk and laugh at times and shake his head, and his team around him would laugh. It was like they weren't in the same courtroom with us. The reality wasn't there.
But now we know he's going to be a sexually violent predator, labeled that for life. What's the significance of that?
It's very significant, George. Obviously, the judge found that for the protection of the community and the gravity of the offense and the impact on the victims, that not only was it appropriate to sentence him to prison, but, you know, given the testimony by the psychologist that he met the requirements to be classified as a sexually violent predator. And I'm very glad. Not only do I think it's appropriate, but that means he's going to be required to have lifetime counseling. There's going to be more notification to the community. And I am concerned that he will be released at some point, potentially even in 3 years. And I'm concerned about protection of women, and we never want this to happen again. I just want to also add how proud I am of my client, Lisa Lublin, because she testified as a prior bad act witness in this in the trial in which he was convicted. And I understand that from some of the jurors that the testimony of other accusers, like Lisa, was important in the ultimate decision to convict.
And Stuart Ryan, the appeals process, as Lindsay said, now begins. We didn't see Camille Cosby in the courtroom yesterday, but she did put out a statement afterwards saying that they're going to file a motion because they say there was falsified evidence used in the trial, one of these tapes that was played in the trial. Any concern about that?
There isn't a concern, George, and I can tell you that I've tried a number of rape cases, and I can tell you in almost every single one of those, when the defendant is ultimately convicted, like happened here, he has a right to an appeal, and he always follows through with that right. I can tell you that with regard to this last-ditch effort to cook up an appeal issue or really distract from the facts and the issues in this case, this is no different than anything else that's been done throughout the course of this case by the Cosby PR machine. And ultimately, like I said, it's intended to distract from the issues. Bill Cosby is a convicted felon. He was declared to be a sexually violent predator, and now he's an inmate in a state penitentiary.
And my concern also is that apparently Camille Cosby reportedly thinks that there might have been sexism and racism involved in this conviction. I can tell you that 3 of my clients who testified as prior bad act witnesses are African-American women. And I think it's insulting to them to suggest that there's sexism and racism. The lives of African-American women also matter. If they are the victims of injustice, George, of drugging and sexual assault, then their stories need to be heard in a courtroom. And no man, no matter how rich, no matter how famous, no matter how powerful, should devalue the experience that they had and the suffering that that was inflicted on them by a very famous African-American man.
Do you feel like a wider message has been sent?
Absolutely. I think victims feel that there is a chance and there's an opportunity, and it's safer to go out and actually expose the situation. And that's huge. It's important. At some point, you have to feel like it's going to be okay to say something and you're not going to be hit with backlash.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you, George.
Let's go to Robin.
All right, George, thank you. And coming up, that ABC News exclusive, the mother shot 12 times during a deadly bank rampage, surviving and telling her story. Come on back.
Being a good father is important to me. So being diagnosed with advanced non-small cell lung cancer made me think of all the things that I wanted to teach my kids.
Another true story with Keytruda.
My doctor said I could start on Keytruda, so I did. With each scan, things just got better.
In a clinical study, Keytruda offered patients a longer life than chemotherapy, and it could be your first treatment. Keytruda is for adults with non-small cell lung cancer that has spread, who test positive for PD-L1, and whose tumors do not have an abnormal EGFR or ALK gene. It's the immunotherapy with the most FDA-approved uses for advanced lung cancer. Keytruda can cause your immune system to attack normal organs and tissues in your body and affect how they work. This can happen anytime during or after treatment and may be severe and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you experience new or worsening cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, nausea or vomiting, rapid heartbeat, constipation, changes in urine, changes in eyesight, muscle pain or weakness, joint pain, confusion or memory problems, fever, rash, itching, or flushing, as this may keep these problems from becoming more serious. These are not all the possible side effects of Keytruda. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant, or lung, breathing, or liver problems.
Before, I'd think of the stuff I might miss. But now with Keytruda, we have hope.
Living longer is possible. It's true. Keytruda from Merck. Ask your doctor about Keytruda. This has potassium. The same amount as this. It's a post-workout snack you don't have to peel. V8. The V is for vegetables. Drink some.
Ever since Daryl's family started using Gain Flings, their laundry smells more amazing than ever. Hey, me towel, Sue towel. More Gain Scent plus Oxy Boost and Febreze makes Gain Flings our best gain ever. Gain. Seriously good scent.
See a little blood when you brush or floss? You may have gum disease and could be on a journey to much worse. Try Parodontax toothpaste. It's 3 times more effective at removing plaque, the main cause of bleeding gums. Leave bleeding gums behind with Parodontax toothpaste.
Tomorrow.
It's about finding new ideas.
Smallfoot is a big movie with an even bigger heart. Perfect for the entire family.
Bring this truth to the village. Blow some tiny minds.
Smallfoot, rated PG. In theaters tomorrow.
It's the little things that make life rich. Toyota's 2018 clearance countdown is on. Right now, you can get $1,000 cash back on a spacious new 2018 Highlander. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Visit SoCalAcuraDealers.com for attractive offers in the RDX.
We're back now with that ABC News exclusive. A mother shot 12 times during that deadly bank rampage in Cincinnati is now telling her incredible tale of survival. Paula Ferris is here with those details. Good morning, Paula.
Good morning to you, Robin. Yes, shot 12 times in her chest, neck, arms, torso, and foot. And she says what bothers her most is that people were warning her. They were waving at her not to go into the building, but she was more focused on her phone call than on her surroundings.
It's the morning of September 6th. Whitney Austin running late for work at Fifth Third's headquarters in Cincinnati. She's on a conference call as she walks toward the revolving door, but never makes it inside.
Probably inches before the bullets hit me, and it felt like a burning sensation.
Just moments before, 29-year-old Omar Perez had stormed into the lobby of the bank, armed with a handgun. Whitney is struck and falls to the ground.
I immediately started to cough up blood. And that's when my brain immediately went toward, I'm dying.
Police body camera video showing a terrifying scene as officers respond.
I got him covered. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Whitney realizing she's trapped.
I immediately thought, I want to say goodbye to my family. And I knew I couldn't say goodbye to the kids because they were at school. I assumed he saw me move and he shot me several more times.
Shot 12 times, but still has the presence of mind to play dead until she spots a policeman.
I'm shouting at him. I have a 5- and a 7-year-old who need their mother. You need to save me. Come get me. At that point, they were tracking him. They then shoot him down.
This photo capturing the moment she's safe. Police calling her husband.
He said, you know, she's been involved in an active shooting. She's been hit multiple times in her chest, and I was just, reeling. I mean, I couldn't put anything together.
Whitney spent 5 days in the hospital, but 4 people died that day, including the shooter. She's since started a nonprofit called Whitney Strong to help reduce gun violence through responsible gun ownership.
This is about making sure that our kids can go to school and they don't have to participate in active shooter drills on a monthly basis. This is so people like me can walk into their place of employment and not get shot 12 times.
And Whitney also told us that she now vows to live in the moment, especially when it comes to her children. Now, she has more surgeries to come on that right arm, which was shattered by bullets, but she says she does not want to completely heal because she wants that to compel her to take action, to make a difference, which is what she's doing with her foundation. But incredibly, shot 12 times and missed all of her vital organs and arteries. And look at that, just almost a month later, she's...
It's incredible.
I know, it really is.
Absolutely incredible.
And police still have not identified a motive for that alleged shooter.
It's senseless.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Paula. And coming up, everybody's waiting outside for this. Is our countdown to BTS, the biggest boy band in the world. You hear that? They're here. They're getting ready to perform live in Times Square. And we've got a huge surprise for some super fans that they don't know is coming. Be right back.
My
famous star, born in Garden Heights. The high school is where you go to get jumped. We don't go there.
So, now I know you be hanging with all the white kids.
There's an unnamed witness who'll testify. I won't put Star at risk. Star is Khalil's only witness.
Gotta keep your head. We live in a complicated world.
It doesn't seem that complicated.
Gotta keep your head.
I don't speak out. What kind of friend is that?
Shine your light. I ain't named you Star by accident. Gotta keep your head.
PG-13. You eat healthy, take statins, but still struggle to lower your LDL bad cholesterol. You also have heart disease, and fear a heart attack or stroke could strike without warning, pulling you away from everything you love. Because with high LDL, your risk of a heart attack or stroke is real. Now you can reduce that risk with Repatha. Repatha plus a statin dramatically lowers your LDL bad cholesterol by 63% and is proven to significantly drop your risk of having a devastating heart attack or stroke.
Do not take Repatha if you are allergic to it. Repatha may cause serious allergic reactions. Signs include redness, severe rash or itching, swollen face, or trouble breathing. Most common side effects include runny nose, sore throat, common cold symptoms, flu or flu-like symptoms, back pain, high blood sugar, and redness, pain, or bruising at the injection site.
Don't let a heart attack or stroke come between you and everything you love. Tell your doctor you're ready to lower your LDL and reduce your risk for real with Repatha.
Pay no more than $5 per month with the Repatha copay card.
Before people invite something new into their homes, they want to know who you are. We're Almond Breeze, and we only use California-grown Blue Diamond almonds in our almond milk, cared for by our family of almond growers. Blue Diamond Almond Breeze. The best almonds make the best almond milk.
I'm lucky to get through a shift without a disaster. My bargain detergent couldn't keep up, so I switched to Tide Pods. They're super concentrated, so I get a better clean.
Number one trusted, number one awarded. It's gotta be Tide.
Light bladder leaks are just part of being a woman, but we can still jump into fun. Poise liners are incredibly thin and stay 5 times drier than the leading always period liner. So life with little leaks can just be life. Get a coupon at poise.com.
Welcome to Monowai, Nebraska. Population 1. Me.
I'm mayor, secretary, treasurer. Every decision you have to make yourself.
4 out of 5 women will become solely responsible for their finances.
I like the independence, and every woman should have that, you know. I make my decisions, and if they're wrong, I live with them. If they're right, I'm very proud of myself.
Plan your financial life with Prudential. Bring your challenges.
How do you top mac and cheese? Start with 100% clean ingredients, like Vermont white cheddar. Then add bacon, barbecue chicken, or Baja Blend. Catering and delivery now available. Panera.
Fly higher, see closer. One News Chopper is clearly above all. Air 7 HD now with extreme vision. Breaking news as no other high. Only from ABC 7 Eyewitness.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious. There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
Worse.
We are back now with the excitement that's growing for BTS, the biggest boy band on the globe. They're about to perform live right here in Times Square. It's their first morning TV appearance ever in the U.S. And these fans are ready. Hundreds of them are gathered outside of our studios. Hundreds.
They are so devoted. They are passionate about the boys' music and also about the positive message from this band.
Absolutely. And we love it. The energy is great. And you can catch a glimpse. Some of them are even taking photos with the stars. Well, kind of. You see that right there. And we got a surprise for some super fans. And, of course, we have that incredible performance that's coming up. But we can't wait. I mean, this excitement is contagious.
Thank you.
Coming up, GMA's concert series, sponsored by CarMax.
What does it take to work at CarMax? That's a great question. If you stop in a monsoon to help someone change a tire, save a whale that had beached himself,
You're gonna be okay, big guy.
lend a hand in an old-timey barn raising, and if the middle school dance group was down to one member and you'd step in and lead them all the way to glory,
CarMax is for you, because helping people is what our people are all about.
If you're 65 or older, even if you're healthy, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your routine for weeks. In severe cases, pneumococcal pneumonia can put you in the hospital. It can hit quickly without warning, making you miss out on what matters most. A single dose of the Prevnar 13 vaccine can help protect you from pneumococcal pneumonia. Prevnar 13 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 13 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Don't get Prevnar 13 if you have had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most common side effects were pain, redness and swelling at the injection site, limited arm movement, fatigue, headache, muscle pain, joint pain, less appetite, vomiting, fever, chills, and rash. Prevention begins with Prevnar 13. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 13.
Tell me something, boy. Aren't you tired trying to fill that void?
Can I tell you a secret?
I think you might be a songwriter. Rated R.
Got directions to the nightclub here. And if you get lost, just hit me on the old horn.
Tom's my best friend, but ever since he bought a new house,
It's a $10 cover? Oh, okay. See that on the website?
he's been acting more and more like his dad.
Come on, guys, jump in. The water's fine. Tom Pritchard. How we doing? Hi there, Tom Pritchard. Can we get a round of jalapeno poppers for me and the boys, please? I've been saving a lot of money with Progressive lately, so.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
This flu season, protect yourself. And your sister-in-laws. Tennis partners. Chatty co-workers. Youngest daughters. Entire judo class. One shot can make a world of difference. Walgreens has specially trained pharmacists that know which flu shot is right for you. Protecting the world. Over 60 million flu shots and counting. Starts with protecting yours. Walgreens. Trusted since 1901.
Why would someone with so much choose to leave it all behind? This doesn't add up.
Maybe John's death is a wake-up call.
John. A Million Little Things, a new drama tonight, 10/9 Central on ABC.
Back here on GMA, still waiting for that Waccamaw River in South Carolina to crest later today. This is image from Conway, South Carolina, and I have horrible news. We've got all that tropical moisture hanging around, and as that front approaches, you have flash flood watches back to the west. Those flood warnings are on because they're going to get that stationary front by the end of the week, and it's just going to sit and rain. A couple of inches of rain is not going to necessarily flood more, but it will take longer for it to recede. All that brought to you by Progressive. Your local news and weather is coming up next.
It's your voice, your story. It's Eyewitness News.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious.
There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
We need to get serious about California's failing infrastructure. Crumbling bridges and roads put lives at risk every day. In California, 1,600 bridges and overpasses are structurally deficient. Yet Prop 6 eliminates $5 billion in annual funding for critical infrastructure projects, threatening 6,500 local bridge and road safety upgrades already underway. Prop 6 attacks the safety of our local bridges and roads and makes traffic congestion even worse. No on 6. It's a dangerous.
Good Morning America is sponsored by Walgreens, trusted since 1901.
America's top critics agree the fall's must-watch drama is A Million Little Things. ABC has its emotional hit.
John.
A Million Little Things, a new drama tonight.
Behind the clouds, beneath the flood, through the fire. With Sky Map 7, you'll witness breaking news like never before. Real-time street mapping, only from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious.
There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
California. Live from ABC 7, this is an Eyewitness News update.
Good morning, I'm Leslie Sykes. Let's get a check of weather in our AccuWeather forecast with Leslie Lopez.
And good morning. Temperatures today, they're going to be into the 80s. So for downtown in Orange County, the nice mid-80s. Valleys, Inland Empire, also the mid-90s. We have a little bit of cloud coverage this morning to start you out. That cloud coverage is expected to move its way on out of here. Beach community 77, 75 degrees out in the mountains, 98 in the high desert, and 105 degrees out in the low desert. So a lot of sunshine today. We do have temperatures that are going to continue to rise. Tomorrow, the warmest day of the week. Then, in the next 7 days, we have a potential for some rainfall. So that comes in the 7 day. I'll show you that in a little bit. But count on Tuesday for potential of our first season rainfall for fall. Otherwise, Les, I'll send it back over to you. I hope you have a wonderful day.
All right, Les, thank you very much. Let's take a look at traffic. We start with an alert in South El Monte, the 60 West at Rosemead Boulevard. A 3-car crash now moved to the right shoulder. There is some volume heading west. And then north Long Beach, the 710 south at the 91 freeway. There's a 2-car crash now. It has moved to the right shoulder again. That's north of Long Beach, the 710 south at the 91. A crash over on the right shoulder. And our Caltrans camera is in Encino this morning. This is the 101 northbound at Balboa Boulevard. And there is some volume picking up on the southbound side, as you can see. Well, coming up on Good Morning America, the biggest boy band in the world, DWTS, live in Times Square. They've got a huge following, and some of their super fans will get the surprise of a lifetime. We'll see you back here in about 25 minutes for more local news, weather, and traffic.
When I was a kid growing up in Southern California, I watched Eyewitness News. And I always knew even then, they did it better than everybody else.
We stand for integrity,
Honesty. Accuracy.
being a voice you can trust.
That's what Eyewitness News has always been. And always.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious.
There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
We need to get serious about California's failing infrastructure. Crumbling bridges and roads put lives at risk every day. In California, 1,600 bridges and overpasses are structurally deficient. Yet Prop 6 eliminates $5 billion in annual funding for critical infrastructure projects, threatening 6,500 local bridge and road safety upgrades already underway. Prop 6 attacks the safety of our local bridges and roads and makes traffic congestion even worse. No on 6. It's a dangerous.
Celebrate Oktoberfest the Wiener Schnitzel way with our world-famous bratwurst. A brat for you, a brat for me, a brat for all, a brat for we. Wiener Schnitzel, brat. It's Oktoberfest at Wiener Schnitzel, and we're celebrating by bringing back our world-famous bratwurst. So strap on that lederhosen and bite into a brat while you can. Wiener Schnitzel, still kinda German.
Weather changing fast? Good to know. Crash on your commute? Good to know. Start your day with Eyewitness News, because it's good to know. Your news, weather, and traffic. Good morning. Start at 4 a.m. on ABC News.
Fly higher, see closer. Extreme vision on Air 7 HD.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. The high-stakes Supreme Court hearing now just a day away. Overnight, Republicans revealed the sex crimes prosecutor they're bringing in to question Judge Brett Kavanaugh and his accuser, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford, as Senate Republicans race to speed up a vote. And this morning, new images of Kavanaugh's calendar, the one he's trying to use to clear his name.
And as the nation watches the Supreme Court showdown, how it's affecting teens across the country around the same age as Kavanaugh was at the time of his alleged assault.
There seems to be a direct divide between the perception of these allegations between young girls and young boys.
How it's shaping their own decisions and the message it sends about sexual assault. Also this morning, booted from the ballroom.
The first couple to be eliminated is Nikki and Gleb.
Comedian Nikki Glazer and Gleb, the first couple sent home on Dancing with the Stars, flying all night to join us here live this morning.
And get ready. The biggest boy band in the world. DWTS is taking over Times Square. Their videos getting billions of views. Their tour sold out. And now they are performing their hit song, Idol, live right here on GMA. You won't want to miss it. And they're here to say,
Live in Times Square, this is GMA.
Every time I see this crowd behind us, I just can't get over that. I have been blessed to witness a lot of special moments here at Good Morning America. This is certainly one of them. BTS and the BTS Army. My goodness, what a morning here.
Every time I see those suits, I wonder if we could pull those seats off.
yeah, I said I got a boring black suit on. Look at you guys. You should have gave me the memo. I get one for you, George. You're going to look good tomorrow morning, I'll tell you that. Well, they are backstage. BTS is right now. They're getting ready for their big debut. So many fans love dancing to their hit song, Idol. Thousands of you sent them those videos doing the Idol challenge. And guess what? Some super fans, they're about to get a huge surprise. They're going to get front row seats to this morning's live performance. We're going to find out who's coming up.
They're so conscious after we tell them.
Good point.
We have a lot of news to get to as well. We're going to begin with the latest on the Supreme Court showdown. Both sides gearing up for a dramatic hearing tomorrow. Republicans now revealed the special prosecutor who will question Judge Brett Kavanaugh and his first accuser in front of Congress. I want to go back to our chief national correspondent, Terry Moran at the Supreme Court. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, George. Both sides now making their final preparations before tomorrow's momentous hearing. Judge Kavanaugh has his high school calendars he's going to offer into evidence. Christine Blasey Ford has now 4 affidavits from friends and acquaintances to show she's been talking about this incident for years. And President Trump is getting more involved, fighting for his nominee. With only 24 hours before Judge Brett Kavanaugh and Dr. Christine Blasey Ford face lawmakers and the country, President Trump is fighting for his candidate in classic Trump fashion.
This is a con game being played by the Democrats.
He's lashing out, directly targeting the latest accuser, Kavanaugh's Yale classmate, Deborah Ramirez.
She said she was totally inebriated, and she was all messed up, and she doesn't know it was him, but it might have been him. Oh, gee, let's not make him a Supreme Court judge because of that.
Ramirez acknowledged to the New Yorker magazine that she was drunk at a 1982 party where she says Kavanaugh exposed himself close to her face. And she says there are gaps in her memory. But now she says she's certain it was Kavanaugh. He denies the charge. Democrats on Capitol Hill calling for an FBI investigation and other witnesses to appear on Thursday.
What this should be is a search for the truth.
Adding to their outrage, word that Republicans on the Senate Judiciary Committee, all of whom are men, outsourced the questioning for Thursday's hearing to a woman outside counsel.
Clearly, they didn't want to ask the questions directly.
The lawyer who will be doing the questioning, veteran Arizona sex crimes prosecutor Rachel Mitchell.
Inadvertently, somebody will do something that's insensitive. I would not be wanting to ask questions about something like this.
The stakes are high for both parties being questioned. In an attempt to prove he wasn't at that party with Blasey Ford, Kavanaugh's lawyers are releasing excerpts of his high school calendar to the Judiciary Committee. Details from the summer of 1982, obtained by USA Today. They show chores, trips out of town, and social events. Blasey Ford's name isn't mentioned, but she has said she didn't know Kavanaugh well at the time of the alleged encounter. So both sides now making those preparations. Republicans, however, have already called for a vote on Kavanaugh's nomination in the committee on Friday. They can change that, but it shows just how keen they are to get this behind him and get him on this court. George?
It will depend if the votes are there. Tara Moran, thanks very much. Robin?
And George, now to the latest on Bill Cosby, who is waking up behind bars after he was sentenced to at least 3 years in prison for sexual assault. So let's go back to Lindsay Davis, who was in the courtroom and is there in Norristown, Pennsylvania, with more. Good morning again, Lindsay.
Good morning to you, Robin. Yes, Bill Cosby has just spent his first night behind bars. This after he emerged from the courtroom on Tuesday in handcuffs after being sentenced 3 to 10 years in prison for drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constant at his home in 2004. And what that means is that he'll now have to spend at least 3 years behind bars. And at that point, a number of factors, including his age and his behavior, will be considered to determine just when he'll be released. In the meantime, his accusers are reacting to his sentence, some calling it surreal, others relief and justice. George spoke to one of his accusers this morning.
The judge said he didn't see any remorse in Bill Cosby. Did you see any of that yesterday?
Absolutely not. He would smirk and laugh at times and shake his head, and his team around him would laugh. It was like they weren't in the same courtroom with us. The reality wasn't there.
Cosby's wife of more than 54 years, Camille Cosby, was not present at yesterday's sentencing, but she is saying that her husband was denied his right to a fair trial. At the same time, Cosby's publicist is blasting the judicial process, saying that this was the most sexist and racist trial in the history of the United States. Robin.
All right, Lindsay. Thank you very much, Michael.
All right, thank you, Robin. And we're going to switch gears now to that huge birthday celebration for Will Smith, the actor, taking 50 years old to new highs and lows, Big Willie style. Bungee jumping out of a helicopter over the Grand Canyon, making a 1,000-foot leap, all for charity. It went off without a hitch. And he said afterwards he went from absolute terror to magnificent bliss. The event, it was on YouTube as part of Will Smith's effort to help raise money for charity, and that's a good way. 1,000 feet, good way to bring in 50, George. I think that would have been it for me, because on the way down, I would have probably lost it.
In more ways
Brave man.
than one. That's right. In more ways than one. Coming up, we have teens across the country that are reacting to the allegations against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh, how it's affecting the decisions they make.
And Dancing with the Stars' first couple to leave the ballroom. Nikki Glazer-Gleb flew all night long. They're full of energy right now. They're going to join us live.
Plus, BTS Mania is sweeping through Times Square. That's energy right there. The band is here live. We've got that big surprise and their big performance ahead, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more GMA.
GMA's morning menu, sponsored by Mega Red.
Capital One Saver Card. Earn 4% cash back on dining and 4% on entertainment. Now when you go out, you cash in. What's in your wallet?
They say you're supposed to deny your cravings. You know what I do instead? I snack on Blue Diamond almonds. Wasabi and soy sauce? Don't deny your cravings. Eat them.
All the flavors you crave in a superfood. Blue Diamond almonds. Crave victoriously.
There's nothing quite as magical as staying at a Disney Resort hotel. So imagine complimentary rides to and from the park, even extra time with your family in the park. And now create a 6-night, 7-day package including a select Walt Disney World Resort hotel room and theme park tickets for as little as $98 per person per day for a family of 4.
The day after chemo shouldn't mean going back to the doctor just for a shot. With Neulasta Onpro, patients get their day back. To be with family or just to sleep in. Strong chemo can put you at risk of serious infection. In a key study, Neulasta reduced the risk of infection from 17% to 1%, a 94% decrease. Neulasta Onpro is designed to deliver Neulasta the day after chemo and is used by most patients today.
Neulasta is for certain cancer patients receiving strong chemotherapy. Do not take Neulasta if you're allergic to it, or Neupogen, filgrastim. An incomplete dose could increase infection risk. Ruptured spleen, sometimes fatal, as well as serious lung problems, allergic reactions, kidney injuries, and capillary leak syndrome have occurred. Report abdominal or shoulder tip pain, trouble breathing, or allergic reactions to your doctor right away. In patients with sickle cell disorders, serious, sometimes fatal crises can occur. The most common side effect is bone and muscle ache.
Ask your doctor about Neulasta Onpro. Pay no more than $5 per dose with copay card.
60% of women wear the wrong size pad and can experience leaks. You don't have to. With Always MyFit, try the next size up and get up to 20% better coverage day or night. Because better coverage means better protection. Always.
If you come to Burlington just to buy a coat, here's what you're missing.
Great fitting jeans.
Tons of boots. My favorite brands. So much for the home.
Makeup. The latest fashion.
All the great brands at a fraction of the cost.
Hello, Burlington.
Bye-bye, Coat Factory.
Don't wait for a chip like this to crack your whole windshield. With Safelite's exclusive resin, you get a strong repair that you can trust. Plus, with most insurance, a safe light repair is no cost to you.
Really?
Safe light repair, safe light replace.
When nighttime nasal congestion closes in, Breathe Right strips are designed to simply open your nose right back up. So with Breathe Right, you can breathe better and sleep better. Breathe better, sleep better. Breathe Right.
A Simple Favor is now certified fresh. Critics are going wild about this delicious concoction. It's stylish and sexy. Rolling Stone says, don't miss it.
It's very cinematic.
A Simple Favor.
For uplifting news and stunning images from the circle of eyewitnesses, follow us on Instagram at ABC7LA. And remember to post your photos and videos with hashtag ABC7Eyewitness.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious.
There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
Ahead of our own.
Welcome back to GMA. We are calling this BTS Day here on GMA. The excitement is not only outside, the excitement is inside as well with our great audience that we have here.
We're going to have the opportunity to talk with the band and also, of course, hear them perform Idol a little bit later. Turn now to our GMA cover story. We've all seen how the allegations against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh are playing out in the media and on Capitol Hill. But how are they being perceived in America's high schools among children the same age Kavanaugh was at the time of the alleged assault? Well, Deborah Roberts heard from teens all across the country, and she joins us this morning with that. Good morning, Deb.
Good morning, Robin. Well, this controversy surrounding Judge Kavanaugh is really a hot-button issue amongst teens who are experiencing their own awakening about inappropriate behavior. So we caught up with some 17-year-olds to see how they're processing this thorny situation. For high schoolers growing up in the Me Too era, the Kavanaugh controversy is a hot topic. We caught up with some teens from 4 different states.
There seems to be a direct divide between the perception of these allegations between young girls and young boys.
17-year-old Brennan Leach, a senior from Pennsylvania, says serious actions of teens should matter later in their adult lives.
What happens right now at high school parties or with friends or in social settings should not be any less severe or taken any less seriously than what happens at the adult level.
And some boys, like 17-year-old Harrison Lawson, a member of the National Honor Society in Georgia, agree.
I think once you're 17, or at least in high school, there's a certain level of self-control and understanding of what is right and wrong that everyone just kind of has.
These kids are the same age Judge Kavanaugh was at the time he allegedly assaulted Christine Blasey Ford. Kavanaugh vehemently denies all accusations against him, insisting he never sexually assaulted anyone. Some of his defenders, including the president, discount the stories of his accusers. Amy, a high school senior in Arizona, says that backlash against women who step forward sets a bad example for young women.
It shows girls my age that their voices don't matter, that if they are abused or treated badly in high school, it's fine. They should just deal with it because boys will be boys.
A recent survey shows that 3/4 of girls 14 to 19 say they feel judged as a sexual object and unsafe as a girl. But the conversation surrounding the Kavanaugh nomination may be encouraging teen boys to think carefully about their actions.
All this scandal with Kavanaugh has definitely been a big catalyst for especially what teenagers do at parties in mine. Amongst my guy friends, we've definitely talked a good bit about that.
Daniel, a 17-year-old senior from Connecticut, says the conversation isn't just with his friends, but with his parents.
I can remember my mom sort of telling me, you have to be careful what kind of situations you get yourself in.
Now a new conversation happening among America's teens between young men and young women.
When I sit down with my guy friends who are confused, who are doubting the legitimacy of these allegations, and I sort of explain to them in a face-to-face way, what this experience is like for young girls, they do open up their mind. They listen, they're open to hearing, what I have to say, what my friends have to say.
Still, some boys raise concerns about the potential for unforeseen consequences in this era of accountability, that men may be subject to a new measure of judgment.
There's certainly a little bit of a worry about someone falsely accusing me of doing something, years after the fact. That shouldn't, take precedence over the fact that, things like this happen to girls all the time.
So kids are weighing this very carefully. While so many of us will be following the hearings and the vote with an eye on the Supreme Court, we should remember that many of our kids are also going to be watching, and Robin, taking cues for what this says about men and women, how we treat each other, but also how we handle these kinds of situations.
So fascinating to hear it from their perspective. So those were teens that you were speaking with, but we're talking even younger have had experiences.
Even younger. Some surveys are saying that kids, middle schoolers, 43% of middle schoolers are saying they've experienced what they feel like is some kind of harassment. And some of the girls are saying that they understand there's a divide. If they speak up, they get criticized.
Right.
So already those messages are being sort of embedded in them about how to handle this. And this will be a big teaching moment.
It will, and it's wonderful how they're talking amongst themselves, but also with their parents.
Very key.
Yeah,
talking with their parents.
All right, Deb, thank you very much. All right, let's kick it outside. Ginger, how's it going out there?
As expected, Robin, there is just a wee bit of energy out here. All of the BTS army is here in force. And I learned something from my little sister, who's a part of... This is the chant, the fan chant. It's all of their names, and we are so pumped. Park Jim in. I know that part, guys. All right, let's go ahead and get a check a little closer to home. Hey, good morning. I'm meteorologist Leslie Lopez here at home. It's going to be beautiful as we're starting out the morning. Then it's going to get hot in some areas, but for Los Angeles and Orange County, still nice at 83 degrees. We're going to be below average by Saturday. So really the warmest day of the week is tomorrow, and then we begin this cooling trend. I just want to point out Tuesday. Tuesday, there's a chance of some showers. This would be the first rain of fall. We're going to keep a close eye on that. It's a 20% chance, something to get a little excited about for now. Valleys, Inland Empire, 95, 97 for Thursday. We'll see those temperatures drop to 82 on Tuesday. Beaches, get ready for 77.
Let's take a look.
On this second night of the season, the first couple to be eliminated is Nikki and Gleb.
And they are here now, Nikki Glazer, Gleb Lawson. Thank you for flying through the night. Well, we saw you nod your head, but it had to hurt.
It had to hurt. We were the first to go. I'm saying that we're number one.
Okay.
From the bottom, that's right. But we're number one. It was tough, I did this show with no dance experience. I never thought in a million years I would do Dancing with the Stars. I would have been on Naked and Afraid before I do this show. But turns out this show is just half naked and terrified, is what it should be called.
And you also had to push through some pain. You sprained your back on Monday?
I did. I'm all bandaged up. I couldn't even put on a sports bra on Monday without crying in agony. So I thought I was going to have to, drop out. And then I just willed it to feel better, and I was able to dance on Monday and Tuesday. Now the pain is, kicking back in, It was pure adrenaline, but we danced.
We did it.
We did it.
You taught Nikki some moves. Did you pick up any stand-up?
Yeah. Well, I tried to teach him some jokes.
Well, definitely she told me some jokes, and some of them were lost in translation, but when she really made me laugh is when she danced.
There we go.
Seriously?
She's got it.
He does have it. I tried to make him laugh right away, just pulling out all my jokes, and they were, a lot of them, he would just be like, I don't really get that, and it was just the Russian,
Come on, you dance like an
Thank you for that. Oh my gosh.
You guys are going to have to take this on the road. Well,
anything you want to give back to the judges?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I wrote some roast jokes because they went really hard on me, and I didn't get a chance to go hard on them back because I wanted to stick around, you know? So I was trying to be nice. But now I'm off, so all bets are off. Do you guys know? Len Goodman, he's the middle judge. He was the cruelest. He said some mean things to me. It's really insulting. He said that I was too careful, which is insulting coming from a guy who I'm sure wears a life alert bracelet. I love Len Goodman. I really do, mostly as one of Jeff Dunham's puppets. He just looks like that puppet. It's not that mean. It's just spot on. I don't know. He really came after me the first night and really said some mean stuff. And I was like, do I remind you of a granddaughter who hasn't called you in a while? Because what is this? But then last night he was really nice to me because I was dressed like maybe like a Spanish waitress who brought him an extra scone once or something. I think he was like, I like you now. And I want to just say that I love Tom Bergeron so much. I love his weatherman resting face, and he just looks like George Clooney if George Clooney picked up his own dry cleaning, you know? He's a handsome man of the people. He's got that middle school principal energy that I just love and I appreciate. And Bruno, you know Bruno, who's like, you're like this, and no. I love Bruno. I feel like his blood type is cologne. I had the best time on this show. Thank you, George.
Thank you. We had a great time with you today. Thank you for
We had
coming.
so much fun.
All right, thank you, George. That was funny. It's primetime week on GMA, and this morning we've got actor Ron Livingston here. You know him from favorites like Sex and the City and the cult hit Office Space. But now he's playing a guy who seems to have it all in the new ABC drama A Million Little Things. Take a look.
Oh, you can't? Or you won't? Ashley, I got this. Why don't you take a long lunch? Okay. Because if you can't, Alan, I got to talk to the person who can. And if you won't, well, let's talk about why you won't. I always say that everything happens for a reason. Now, I have something I have to get to, so I have exactly 5 more minutes to spend on this. But just so we're clear, at the end of this call, we will either have a deal or we will never have a deal.
Please welcome Ron Livingston. How you doing, man? Good to see you. And wow, this show, I can't wait to see this show. From the beginning, it looks like an emotional punch to the gut.
Yeah, it starts hard. It comes at you hard. You know, in the very first scene, really, we see the suicide of my character John, and the show really kind of lives in the ripples that come after that. You know, big rock in the pond. But it's kind of a, you know, it's not the kind of thing I think people think. Oh, it's going to be a heavy, it's going to be a maudlin show. It's not really like that. Our creator DJ Nash comes from comedy, so it's kind of really about just the ways that people overcome stuff like that and work their way through it.
And I saw a quote that you said you fall in love with every one of your characters.
Yeah.
So what did you love about your character, John Dixon?
There's something to the mystery to me of a guy that seems like he's got it all, you know, put together, and he's got this big circle of friends that are there for each other and care for each other, and yet there wasn't one of them that he felt comfortable sort of opening up to and reaching out. And so to kind of get behind that and crack that a little bit was something that I wanted to take on.
And you work with a great ensemble.
Oh,
the cast is amazing.
Yeah,
really amazing cast. And you are dealing with, you know, at the beginning, like I said, a punch to the gut. It's very emotional. So how do you keep it light on set?
Well, I mean, first of all, you know, everybody there is really, really funny, you know. James Roday is probably candidate for the funniest person in the world, you know, and but everybody.
I hear there's some dancing going on, too.
I tell you what, Rami Malco is one of those guys that is secretly good at everything. You know, like he shoots footage. His character is a videographer, so he shoots footage, and then they use the footage in the show, and he's got to be acting the scene at the same time he's shooting. I don't know how he does it. You know, I don't know how he does it, but just brilliant.
And you're a father yourself.
Yes, sir.
So I'm curious, are you a strict father, or are you kind of the pushover father?
You know, I would say I'm a pushover father right until I lose it, and then I turn into my dad, and I start saying stuff that doesn't even make sense anymore. You know what I mean?
I'm a father. I know what you mean.
You know what I'm talking
100%.
about. Yeah, like, where did that come from, you know?
And you had a role that may surprise a lot of people. You were a famous breakfast cereal character at one point.
Yes.
I think we have a picture. No, I'm joking. We don't. But where are the pictures? We tried to find one.
You know what? I imagine Quaker Oats probably collected them all there in a vault somewhere. I can tell you. No, a bunch of buddies of mine. We were in Chicago, just kind of coming up, you know, and just getting by, really. And somebody came up with this gig. Quaker Oats was doing a campaign where they were having like. For some reason, there was like making clones of Captain Crunch, so we were all in these foam suits. It was me and John Favreau and Horatio Sands and my buddy Pete Goldfinger, Guy Washburn. And if you can imagine, I mean, like those guys, if you can imagine those 5 guys wearing like 8-foot foam Captain Crunch suits for 3 days.
Well, we don't want to even imagine that, man. But I got to tell you, a million little things premiere tonight at 10, 9 Central on ABC.
Goldbergs take on 16 Candles. Season premiere tonight on ABC. Single Parents is easily fall's funniest new sitcom.
So worth it.
The ensemble is top-notch across the board.
People don't think that kids can buff and wax, but they're the perfect height.
Single Parents, a new comedy.
Toyota's 2018 clearance countdown is on. Get an incredible $3,500 cash back on a new 2018 Sienna. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
Fly higher, see closer. Air 7 HD with extreme vision. Breaking news, there's nowhere to hide. Only from ABC 7 Eyewitness.
Live from ABC 7, this is an Eyewitness News Update.
Good morning, I'm Leslie Sykes. Let's get a check of weather in our AccuWeather forecast with Leslie Lopez.
Good morning. Beautiful temperatures to start you out this morning, but then it's going to get it pretty warm, especially if you're heading out into the valleys and the Inland Empire. For Los Angeles and Orange County, 83 today. The hottest day of the week arrives tomorrow, and then we'll see those temperatures continue to decline after tomorrow. And this is what I'm looking towards Tuesday, a potential for some rainfall as well. I want to get you to temperatures for the rest of the Southland, 98 in Lake Elsinore, 96 in Riverside, 86 in Mission Viejo. The foothills will be into the 80s. In Pasadena, you're warming up now, 93 degrees. There's a really big jump in temperatures, too, for Santa Clarita, about 97. We were at 90 degrees yesterday, so getting warmer there, quite a bit warmer. And then 78 for Oxnard, and it'll be really nice. Temperatures are going to go up once those clouds depart, which will be early on here. Les, I'll send it back over to you.
Thank you very much. And now LA's very own Ryan Seacrest with a look at what's coming up today on Live with Kelly and Ryan.
Hey, Leslie, good morning. We are having so much fun this week with Amazing Kids Week. This is Carolina. She is going to play for UConn and then the WNBA soon. But right now, she's going to show you this little trick, and then we'll do some more stuff with her coming up on the show. But go ahead and work the ladder with the 2 balls. Watch this. Look at that focus. Look at that skill. So this stuff coming up and a lot more. We'll see in a bit.
Woo, okay.
Breaking news. There he goes. He's on the run. Travels fast, but it can't outrun Air 7 HD. Now with real-time speed tracking. 90 miles. Your choice for breaking news has never been more clear. ABC 7 Eyewitness.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious.
There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
We need to get serious about California's failing infrastructure. Crumbling bridges and roads put lives at risk every day. In California, 1,600 bridges and overpasses are structurally deficient. Yet Prop 6 eliminates $5 billion in annual funding for critical infrastructure projects, threatening 6,500 local bridge and road safety upgrades already underway. Prop 6 attacks the safety of our local bridges and roads and makes traffic congestion even worse. No on 6. It's a dangerous issue.
Sky Map 7, only on Eyewitness News.
Welcome back to GMA.
From Times Square.
The GMA, the global boy band sensation BTS taking over. Millions of fans, BTS Army, they are strong, they are vocal, they are dedicated, they are beautiful. And it's great to have so many of them here with us.
Yep, oh, beautiful. They're here. And now we've got that big surprise we've been talking about all morning. So many of you love dancing to their hit song, Idol. Thousands of you sent in videos doing the Idol Challenge. And now we're going to surprise some very lucky super fans. TJ Holmes is somewhere in New York with that surprise. TJ, what's going on, man?
Hey, good morning, man. I'm not too terribly far away from you. And you all seen how it's been outside our studio. And the studio upstairs for the performance has been booked solid for a long time. You can't get in there, but I want you to look through that window. These are members of the BTS Army, some super fans, and I have front row seats. They don't know it, to the BTS performance for them this morning. One catch, though, they're gonna have to run and sprint through Times Square at rush hour to get there. So let's see if they can make it, how fast they are, and they'll get to see the biggest boy band in the world. They're a global pop sensation from South Korea. They're BTS, and they are the biggest boy band on the planet right now. But the megastars are more than just pretty faces and good dance moves. The 7 young members, all in their 20s, have connected in an unprecedented way with fans around the world with positive messages.
Please, Army, remember what we say. Love myself, love yourself.
On Monday, the group made history as the first ever K-pop group to address the United Nations, promoting self-acceptance and confidence.
No matter who you are, where you're from, your skin color, your gender identity, just speak yourself.
Their new single, Idol, has over 200 million views on YouTube and broke the record for most streams in 24 hours. The viral hit sparked the Idol Challenge, with fans echoing the group's moves, lyrics, and most importantly, their message. Among the thousands and thousands of shared videos, this amazing bunch caught our eye right outside our Times Square studio. The members of Clear Official Dance.
It's very easy to be critical of yourself when you're dancing, especially when you're putting it on YouTube for other people to see, especially when you're performing in Times Square.
All right, guys, we don't have a lot of time to mess around. They don't know I'm here. They don't know what's up. Let's go. Hey, good morning. Clear Official Dance. How y'all doing? Good morning. I'm TJ Holmes from Good Morning America. You know BTS is right up the street, don't you? Yeah. They're about to perform live. Now, unfortunately, our studio has been booked for weeks for the performance. Fortunately, though, y'all know me. I have all of you all front row seats to the performance this morning. All of you. This is not a joke. All of you. Yes. Okay. Here's the catch, though, guys. We got 4 minutes to get there, and we have to sprint through Times Square for rush hour. We ain't got time to mess around. Come. Not a joke. Forget the stuff. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Not a drill. Come on, man. Come on. All right, straight. We'll see you there. Hold the ticket.
Oh, yeah, TJ's got to be the last one to get here. Hey, they look like they didn't believe him, but it is happening. They are sprinting on their way here right now. TJ, I guarantee you, will be the last one. And coming up, everybody, BTS! Right here.
It's your voice, your story. It's Eyewitness News.
Toyota's 2018 clearance countdown is on. Get an incredible $3,500 cash back on a new 2018 Sienna. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
If you
haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious.
There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
We need to get serious about California's failing infrastructure. Crumbling bridges and roads put lives at risk every day. In California, 1,600 bridges and overpasses are structurally deficient. Yet Prop 6 eliminates $5 billion in annual funding for critical infrastructure projects, threatening 6,500 local bridge and road safety upgrades already underway. Prop 6 attacks the safety of our local bridges and roads and makes traffic congestion even worse. No on 6. It's a dangerous.
Oh, wow. Look at you. You got a Ram. What made you do that?
A lot of reasons. A comfort you wouldn't believe. Luxury everywhere you look. Not to mention legendary heavy V8 power.
Maybe I should switch.
More people are switching to Ram trucks than ever before. And now get $1,000 bonus cash if you make the switch during Ram Power Days. Or during Ram Power Days, well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2019 Ram 1500 for $249 a month. Worse. America's critics agree. The fall's must-watch drama. It's a million little things.
What do you say to the woman who just lost the love of her life?
It's emotional.
Maybe John's death is our wake-up call.
The heartache shares space with the humor.
Thanks for the ride. 5 stars.
You get 4.2 stars.
You want to come inside?
5 stars.
It's top-notch and smartly cast.
Friendship, it's a million little things.
A million little things. A new drama tonight, 10/9 Central on ABC.
Tomorrow, the deals and steals on fan favorites are too good. Then Friday, wait for it, people. Tori's got the event of the season. 28 must-have deals and steals on Friday, September 28th.
This is gonna be epic.
It's 28 on 28.
You gotta get in on these deals.
Welcome back to Good Morning America, my friends. Look at all of this. The BTS Army is here, filling Times Square, and it's not just hot because of the weather. Ashley, there's a couple things I've learned about the BTS Army. We purple you. I'm purple, right? And then the little heart. You taught me that. And then let's do this last one, Ashley.
Everybody, so show me. I show you. So show me. I show you. So show me. I show you. I show you. Show you.
That's good stuff. All right, let's go ahead and get a check a little closer to home. Good morning. We're looking outside on this beautiful Wednesday. It's going to be fantastic in downtown Orange County. The nice low 80s with the valleys, Inland Empire. That's where we're seeing a big warm-up. So it's going to get much warmer, above average. 70s for the beaches, mountains. 98 in the high desert. Temperatures now into the 60s. Weather report has been sponsored by Breathe Right Strips. Guys, are you ready? BTS coming up. Robin and Michael are with them right now.
Right. It is the moment we've been waiting for. BTS making their first morning TV appearance ever in the U.S. Give a big round of applause for B.
We're very nice to meet you guys.
Introduce yourselves, please.
It's like one of us or?
Yeah, one to go.
Okay. Hi. I'm RM, the leader of this group.
Hi, my name is Jungkook. Nice to meet you.
Hi guys, my name is B.
Hi, I'm Jimin. You know worldwide handsome? Good morning. I'm Suga.
Good morning, America. I'm your home. You're my home. I'm staying home.
Oh boy, I tell you what, you guys are the biggest boy band in the world. In the world. I mean, Idol, which you're going to perform for us later on, over 200 million views alone. I mean, really amazing. So, did you think you'd get this much love online?
You know, I don't know, it's all because of, like armies like here, and we just, practiced hard and, made our music to the best, but, it's always not, we can't pay it off, like, always, but, they send love and support, so that's how it happened.
Oh,
yeah,
beautiful.
so all because of armies.
Organic.
Okay. Yeah.
Got it.
Oh, we have heard, and it's so beautiful, everything that you're about. But speaking at the UN and your message, what was that moment like for you all too?
Actually, I trained for it like 1,000 times. Like I imagined it, and I think I did it okay. But yeah, but I was holding the paper. The comments were on, and I was like, my hands were like shaking like 1,000 times like for a second. So it was a nervous thing, but it was like the best moment in my life.
You did a great job. You did a great job. And you guys, you sold out Citi Field here in New York. Sold out Citi Field. Not an easy thing to do. And of course, New York, you guys love New York. New York loves you back. You can see from all the fans that are outside. So how does it feel to be here in Times Square? You can feel all the love around you guys. How does that feel for you?
Times Square. We love Times Square.
I love the different personalities that come out. But the tour is going so incredibly well. In fact, they're having to add dates because you sell out time and time again. So what has it been like being on tour and seeing everybody, the Army?
준비했어요. Just prepare for it.
The tour has been, we got love and energy and support from Army. So we're having a great time.
Having a great time. You feel the love and energy.
And you recently released Love Yourself Answer, the latest in the Love Yourself series. Tell us about the album and what inspired this album.
We thought that, the most thing that especially the young generation needed is, the true love first begins with loving myself. So we thought that, reminding this word, just loving yourself, it's not rare these days now, but I think just reminding these words to the world could have some meanings to the armies and to ourselves. So we thought, true love first begins with loving ourselves, and we're trying to love ourselves too. And I hope the armies could do the same too.
I tell you what, we love that message. And Robin's been saying all morning how she loves the message that you guys just spread love, and that's what the world is about.
And I love your Army. I love the people who follow you. They really appreciate your music, but they appreciate the message, the positivity.
They're the best fans in the world.
And your moves, too.
Yeah, I got two things. The moves and the fashion, okay? The moves and the fashion.
I love your suit, though.
Can you guys show us a little move, something? Okay, what is...
One, two, three,
I'm in the group. All I need is a new suit. Hey, when we come back, BTS, they're going to perform live. DJ, come on, super fans, they made it.
Looking for a vehicle with superior performance and reliability? Your timing could not be better. Toyota's 2018 clearance countdown is on. Right now, you can lease a new 2018 Tacoma for just $279 a month, or choose an incredible $3,000 cash back on a new 2018 Tundra. For great clearance countdown savings, see your Toyota dealer. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
This is no ordinary city. It's different because we're different. We are all eyewitnesses. It's our stories, breaking and never changing, that pull us together. Welcome to The Circle from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Help protect what's most important with our family of safety technologies. The 2018 Nissan Rogue, now available with 5 advanced technologies like automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection. The 2018 Rogue, the safety tech you want and more included.
Get a low $199 per month lease on Rogue, or get 0% financing for 60 months on 13 models.
Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious.
There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
We need to get serious about California's failing infrastructure. Crumbling bridges and roads put lives at risk every day. In California, 1,600 bridges and overpasses are structurally deficient. Yet Prop 6 eliminates $5 billion in annual funding for critical infrastructure projects, threatening 6,500 local bridge and road safety upgrades already underway. Prop 6 attacks the safety of our local bridges and roads and makes traffic congestion even worse. No on 6. It's a dangerous.
Or need it.
We are back. I see that TJ made it. We're here. And just in time, because BTS singing their massive hit Idol from the Love Yourself album. It's got more than 200 million views online. Now you get to see it live. BTS, take it away.
picking up with 7,000 AC.
Flash flood warning in effect of the area in the red.
New lightning strike. That one just happened.
Weather 24/7 on Eyewitness News and the ABC 7 app.
Long Beach State, move-in day. Time for another random act of helpfulness. Go ahead, take a spin.
Today we help some students. And we can help you too with a great deal on a reliable, award-winning Honda. Right now, you can lease a 2018 Pilot EXL for just $339 a month plus tax, or get 0.9% APR financing on a 2018 Pilot.
Keep going. One more.
If you haven't tried it, you need to.
So delicious.
There's not many places you can pet a sloth.
It's really awesome.
You gotta be passionate about what you do. It's just love.
Toyota's 2018 clearance countdown is on. Get an incredible $3,500 cash back on a new 2018 Sienna. We make it easy. Toyota, let's go places.
We need to get serious about California's failing infrastructure. Crumbling bridges and roads put lives at risk every day. In California, 1,600 bridges and overpasses are structurally deficient. Yet Prop 6 eliminates $5 billion in annual funding for critical infrastructure projects, threatening 6,500 local bridge and road safety upgrades already underway. Prop 6 attacks the safety of our local bridges and roads and makes traffic congestion even worse. No on 6. It's a dangerous.
Oh, wow. Look at you. You got a Ram. What made you do that?
A lot of reasons. A comfort you wouldn't believe. Luxury everywhere you look. Not to mention legendary Hemi V8 power.
Maybe I should switch.
More people are switching to Ram trucks than ever before. And now get $1,000 bonus cash if you make the switch during Ram Power Days. Or during Ram Power Days, well-qualified lessees of competitive vehicles get a low-mileage lease on the 2019 Ram 1500 for $249 a month.
Eyewitness News stands for fairness, for clarity.
Information is empowering. Being informed, staying connected, means you're better prepared for whatever challenge tomorrow may bring.
We're all in this together. It's Eyewitness News.
This afternoon, look who's cooking things up on GMA Day. Carla Hall's here, and things are about to get deliciously good.
Make you lick your fingers.
And McDreamy himself, Patrick Dempsey, pops in for your lunchtime break. Plus, this week, Sarah Michelle Gellar's slaying it, stirring up tasty, easy snacks for your family. And are you ready for some football?
A little football.
Michael's pals Howie and Terry are here with some surprises for Michael.
That's the GMA Day!
At 1 Eastern, 12 Central, and Pacific on ABC.
A huge thanks to BTS. She keeps asking, are they real? Yes. Even James Longman.
Huge fan.
Yes. Have a great day.
On location every day, anywhere. Across the planet with ABC News.
This is just incredible.
Go to facebook.com/onlocationabc to watch, like, follow now.
Friendship is the person that you trust with your wife and your kids. And it's being able to have the hard conversations and being willing to listen. It's a million little things.
A Million Little Things, a new drama tonight, 10, 9 Central on ABC.